How's everyone doing today? This is Mari from GSM News. I am currently setting up our live stream. As you know, we always have a tricky time being seen on YouTube. And I am just making sure we are on the front page of our channel by putting our live stream in a playlist, because YouTube doesn't like to show it all the time. So just bear with me one moment.
The 11 o'clock advisory is in.
Alright, so I have our playlists up. Hopefully everyone will be able to find this live stream again. We're gonna go back to the radio station in the Bahamas and listen in on their rescue efforts. As soon as I can get this set up, just bear with me. I put an extra webcam on here. Both cameras, they might be a little bit choppy. Both of them are in Cape Canaveral area. You can see the waves are getting pretty choppy and rough as Hurricane Dorian, now a Cat 2 at 110 miles per hour wind speed. It's actually moving at 2 miles per hour northwest with a pressure of 958. We're going to go ahead and take a listen to Bahamas National Voice, and I'll cut in probably next storm update on the hour.
The weather chief there on that island and a number of other persons, and they're really trying as best as they can to fill us in on what's going on. Most important of what's happened and what is being told to us right now. Rescue efforts are underway. Please, you all, I know it's easy for me to say it sitting in this chair.
I'm still here if you can hear me.
Yes, I can hear you. I'm just asking everybody again to exercise patience, because you all are, the wheels are in motion for rescuing, and people are and have been rescued already for the day.
Absolutely. So they are out there. They're not going to leave until they've gotten everyone and until they've been able to get everybody out. The conditions this morning were absolutely horrible. I had to hold on to the vehicle, but and if anybody know my size, I'm pretty small, so it may be easy for me to be blown away. But they are going to stay there, and they're going to bring back as many people as they can. They're going to stay there until they can get everybody.
So you yourself have gone out on some of the rescue missions?
Well, I haven't driven in the jet ski, but we were there to meet the persons as they came off the jet ski and get them into a safer, dry place.
What we are trying to garner until our news team can really fully pitch in is what are perhaps some of the worst stories you have heard of people's experiences?
Well, there are a lot, but a lot are unconfirmed, and so I wouldn't really want to speak to those kind of issues if they're unconfirmed. I think we are still really in an assessment phase, and once we've completed that phase, then we should be able to give a full confirmed report.
Senator Thompson, we just hope the report isn't as bad, but looking at the conditions, we certainly continue just to watch and wait for the official assessment and the official word. Once again, though, please, those of you who are...
Yeah, if anybody can listen, if anybody in Freeport, also those who are hearing us, we want to let them know that if you do not have to be on the road, to stay off the road. We are seeing a lot of vehicles that are on the road, and right now there is still a lot of flooded areas. The entire downtown is still flooded. A lot of areas that you really have to maneuver and have high vehicles to be able to maneuver the streets. So if you do not have to be on the street, stay off the street. We even saw a truck that had lost control and was crashed into a tree. There's also a number of power lines that are still down, so you have to maneuver those power lines. So we're asking, if you do not have to be on the street, stay off the streets. Those persons, we're still seeing people who are coming out of their houses and trying to find just a safe and a dry place. And obviously, as they come, we're doing our best. We want to let people know that if you need a safe and a dry place, the St. George's Gymnasium can take you. And if you can get to the St. George's Gymnasium, there to take you. It's dry, it's safe. You can get to the St. George's Gymnasium. So we're also going to be periodically letting you know where else persons can come and they can sort of be safe, a dry place. We're working on also feeding people and getting them taking care of their immediate needs, getting them dry, getting them food, getting them water. The priority really is the hospital, so we are in the process of taking care of the hospital, and then we'll be taking care of those shelters as well. I want to, Shanique, very quickly as I leave, because we still have a lot of planning and a lot of work to do, but I want to commend, before I leave, I have to commend those rescuers who jumped out this morning, and everybody pulled together, people who had jet skis, people who had payloaders, people who had big trucks, and they just jumped into action, did what they could. People's houses, they just, got into the houses as they needed. People opened up their houses to take care of them. And those people who are here on the ground also, the social services, the hospital, they have really stepped up just to be able to take care of people in this crisis situation. Our team at the EOC, early this morning, still taking calls, still speaking to people, still bringing comfort to those people and letting them know that we are here. Mm-hmm. And again, if you can send a message out to those people who are still trapped, letting them know we are getting to you. Stay put where you are. As long as you can find a window, let people know you're still there. And the jet skis, the rescuers, they are out there getting people, and just be patient. Hold on. We're going to get to you.
Once again, that is Senator Kwesi Thompson, who is the government lead person there in the Office of the Prime Minister. He's been working very closely around the clock with our news team there in Freeport. He certainly has been joining and teaming up with Ricardo Lightborn and Ricardo Lightborn and Shashina Farquharson Roll, and Don Cornish and Peter Adderley and Natalie Martinborough and many others of them, Darren Meadows, a lot of them, and they've been really, really putting in the efforts. While we lost connection, they certainly did not lose the energy and the fervor to get people to safety. And who am I speaking with, please?
This is Ricardo.
Ricardo, yes, of course, I recognize your voice fully.
Here, so we're going to have to do some charging of our batteries and as best we can in order to get this up and running. But we'd like for you, like the minister.
Ricardo, before you leave, I must try get this in. Ricardo,
getting to them.
Ricardo, before you leave, please ask the minister and anybody who's near you. I'm getting too many questions about 8 Mile Rock. They just want to know what's happening, what's the condition, is help getting to 8 Mile Rock?
8 Mile Rock is fine as far as we know at this juncture. It was not greatly affected. They got some water. They got an awful lot of wind. The command center in 8 Mile Rock has got everything down there under control. They have a very, very good team. The member of parliament for the West Grand Bahama district area, they were there, and so they had everything in order, and so they were doing the things necessary in order for that to happen. But we did speak to Patricia Parker Edgecombe. She did converse with our folks in that area, and they have everything under control. Police and fence force officers all securing that area right now. Again, because the bridge was closed off, they were in place in advance, and so they have everything down there under control.
Ricardo, thank you very much. I know that you all have to go and do some charging up because, and as soon as you're ready to come back again, we are certainly here and ready to toss it to you, and so that you can continue informing everyone. And so, is there any final comment you would like to end your segment of the broadcast with?
Shanique, Peter Adderley here. I'm just hoping we can hear from Siobhan Moxie Bonamy before she leaves, so that folks understand that Dorian is still with us, and in certain areas where people have now become relaxed and thinking they can come outside and have a beach party, that is not the case. Dorian is still here on Grand Bahama, and we're going to have the Met Office officially on Grand Bahamas speak to where Dorian is at this point. Just wait for right there, Shanique.
Okay, I just wish to admonish everyone that Dorian, of course, is still around. Yes, it started to move toward the northwest about 2 miles an hour. That's not very fast. It's only about 45 miles north of the city of Freeport. And like I said, hurricane winds and hurricane wind gusts we're still experiencing across Freeport periodically, particularly when showers come across. And of course, we have sustained strong tropical storm force winds, which can mean falling branches are still possible. The ground is very saturated, so trees can easily be toppled. So if you're on the road driving, your car can be impacted if a falling tree happens at the time when you're going by. Please just wait it out. The system will slowly move away, and it's going to get better as we go into this afternoon and overnight. And tomorrow will be a new day. And probably we'll only have the weaker tropical storm force winds, and maybe we can move about once we get the all clear sign. But until the all clear sign is given, everyone should remain indoors. Like the NEMA official said, help is on the way. And just remember, Dorian is still only about 45 miles north of the area.
Thank you very much, Siobhan Moxie, and that's the meteorologist there on the island.
We have also Dog Burrows, Bahamas Police Force here as well, and so we're going to say thank you to all of our team, and he's going to get a little quick word in here.
Good morning, Shanique. Good morning, Bahamas.
Good afternoon.
What you see taking place in Grand Bahama is a coordinated approach to rescue. We want to say thank you to our volunteers, those who volunteer the equipment, their time to come out, along with the Royal Bahamas Police Force, Royal Bahamas Defense Force, NEMA, and everyone else that is on the ground. Please, if you want to assist us, get in contact with us to assist. We don't want you just go out there willy-nilly trying to do something on your own and you get in trouble and we're not aware. So we want to continue the coordination with a strategic approach to rescue those that are still trapped. We want you to know we are working on it. We have all your information documented. Give us the time to get to you. All we ask you to do is where you are, if you're alive, stay alive. We're going to get to you. We thank you for your support, and we are looking forward to getting you out there safe.
Thank you very much.
So that's the police representative, Shanique, and I know the brilliant journalist, and I know the brilliant journalist, and you're driven to get a story. We've had the Coral Beach area with a mother with one arm holding a baby and the other arm trying to hold onto the door to avoid the flood. But commitment, I think, has been the greatest picture of the strength of Grand Bahama. Those nurses at the Pro Cathedral of Christ the King at that shelter where the most vulnerable and challenged among us were placed, having to work with water up to their waist, still trying to look after challenged our residents here on the island of Grand Bahama. Dorian is still with us, and we just hope that the team effort continues.
There you go, Shanique. We have been able to give you some indication of what's happening here in Grand Bahama. If you can, as best you can, contact the folks from BTC, the folks from Alive, who can help us with the communication situation here so that folks can reach their family and friends, and we won't have to go through the continuous over and over about trying to find loved ones and all that. But again, as you would have heard from Siobhan, Moxie Barnaby, this storm is only out in the back there fishing. It ain't leave us yet. It's out there just messing around and won't go away 2 miles an hour. We need to make sure that our people stay safe.
Kevin,
please
pardon
stay
me.
Safe. Stay indoors.
Ricardo.
And remember, we are very unique people in Grand Bahama. One family will get through this. And
absolutely.
Only some 36 hours from now, we'll be able to hopefully say to you, we're ready to go.
Absolutely. Ricardo, before you leave, and I know you have to charge your equipment, I know that, but if you're there, can you stick around for a second? Because you mentioned BTC or Alive, and I can tell you that Alive is right here in studio with us. If you would perhaps like to have an exchange with her, her name is Gravette. What's your last name, Gravette? Gravette Brown, a representative of Alive. She is here. Perhaps you can make a plea or of some sort.
Well, for that, what we're trying to help is especially your Alive clients here in Grand Bahama. Many of them are in the system. They are online in terms of your facility. It's held up exceptionally well. But as you know, we do not have electricity on Grand Bahama. You've got a wonderful building right here. You're out there on the Mall Drive. You've got a generator running. I know you've got some electricity ports. Some folks can try to get their phones up so they can reach their loved ones. What do you say to your people here and how they can assist your clients that's here in Grand Bahama and those potential clients?
Yes, as soon as we've been given the all clear and people can move around, we will make our facilities available. That's already been part of our plan for charging services. So once we're able to assess what's happening in our store and on the ground, we will certainly make those facilities available for charging. We know that's the most immediate need. I can tell you that in addition to that, we are sending additional power banks and, MiFi's, wireless hotspots, things like that. As soon as we can get into Grand Bahama, all of those things will be on the ground and we'll be able to distribute them, as well as any, credit considerations for people who are impacted by the storm in Grand Bahama. So I think, like you, we're just waiting for the storm to subside so that we can fully deploy. But I can tell you definitively that we are working around the clock. Our staff in Grand Bahama, even though they are affected by the storm, they're going through it now. They are working around the clock to ensure that our customer service lines are deployed. We moved our Grand Bahama team who runs the customer call center to Nassau on the weekend, and those ladies and gentlemen have been working diligently nonstop to continue to provide 24/7 service. And for many of our subscribers, that is the line that they have access to for relief, for help, for messages, and for everything else. So we will, if you know Alive, we have continued and we will always be a great corporate citizen and partner, and we intend to do that. I just want to send out now all of our thoughts and prayers, and to let everyone in Grand Bahama know that we are with you, and we will be there. We will be there deploying. As you mentioned, our network in Freeport has remained standing. We are out in the eastern end and the far western end, but in Freeport, which is where most people are, our network is fully up and running.
We saw that. I took a peek and looked out the window. Looking to the southwest, I see the light still on one of your transmitter sites in the back there and some of the others. And so the quicker the storm gets out of here, the quicker you can bring relief to the residents here in Grand Bahama.
Yep, we are on standby right now. I can tell you, even as I sit here with Shanique in studio, I am messaging with my team, because I'm in charge of sponsorship, relief, public relations, products, everything. And we're messaging, just trying to work with all of the relief agencies so that we can really make an impact once we land in Grand Bahama, and so that we can find whatever is moving to get us into Grand Bahama and also Abaco. And later on in the show, we'll touch on what's happening in Abaco and what we're doing there also. So just getting into these, I can just promise you that whatever gets into Grand Bahama first, we hope to be part of that effort. We're arranging privately and obviously publicly, working in concert with NEMA and the government and Senator Thompson, just to do all that we can to support that island that's very important to us, and it's really where our second headquarters are.
Shanique, moving along with about landing here in Grand Bahama, the team at Hutchison Ports Bahamas, they are now in a ready position to see how best they can recover and get that airport up and going, and also the harbor. As you're aware, since Wednesday of last week, there have been notices as it relates to closing the harbor and the airport. None of those facilities will open, obviously, until the all clear is given, but a team is now in place in a ready position to see how best harbor and airport, which is now underwater, can be ready when the water subsides. Also, the Grand Bahama Power Company, they are in a ready position, waiting, obviously, for the all clear so that they can get us power. But for the safety of all, we won't see power until there's the off clear. They can start to look into these areas. But all of those teams are in a ready position and have been for the past 2 weeks in expectation of the damage that Dorian would bring.
Well, Shanique, there you go. Dorian did bring the damage. We're sitting in the midst of it. I've never seen this much plastic and various other entities all over the place. And so we're going to get back to you as soon as we have tried to get to an area to recharge what we have, and tell the folks down there in New Providence and throughout the entire country and the world that Grand Bahama is here. We're holding our own, and we're getting right now again another blast. Siobhan's looking out the window of the hurricane force winds that's passing through. The roads are not safe. Please, Grand Bahama, stay inside. And it also goes for those folks over there in Abaco. Stay inside. So, Shanique, back to you.
Thank you very much. That's Ricardo Lightborn, and he just a trooper, trying his best, even under the most trying circumstances, along with his team there, to continue bringing the information to us. And I thank all of them there. I heard several voices that we recognize, because they have been working around the clock for the last several days, and only just met a challenge in terms of broadcasting. But as you can see, they are still on it and giving us the information. We are going to take a break and come back with more of our continuing coverage. Hurricane Dorian, right after this.
Medical Laboratory at East Avenue, Centerville, and Sandyport celebrates 20 years of providing quality laboratory services with timely results. While partnering with your physicians and insurance companies, we have expanded into our modernized facility, providing EKG testing, the latest in gonorrhea and chlamydia STD tests, rapid tests, paternity screens, online reporting of results, and also phlebotomy training. Visit or call Bonaventure Medical Lab, open daily at 7:30 a.m. and Saturdays at 8 a.m., or visit our Sandyport or Southside clinic locations.
The best things in life are free. The taste of great food, of family and friends, a few laughs, a knowing glance, and letting our hair down in some good company. simple things. Let's celebrate the simplicity. Alive. Believe in best.
Look, it's simple. Fidelity can consolidate all your bills with their debt consolidation loan. Give you one monthly payment and money in your pocket.
So let me get this straight, Miss Financial Coach. You say something about cash in my pocket?
Yes.
And I said...
You saw exactly the reason they're extremely concerned. And so here is a plea coming out. Laura and Andrew Albury of Marsh Harbor and their family on Marsh Harbor, please contact Inga or Roddery, I know I mispronounced that, Turnquest, by phone or social media. Your family, the Turnquests, are very, very concerned about you and would like to know that you are safe. Okay, so once again, send a social media message, something, let them know that you are safe. Also from Abaco, Rubus Bahamas Limited, and this is the live feed, guys, our live social feed. You can also go there and participate, get your comment, questions in, your pleas. Rubus Bahamas Limited is searching for Humphrey Sherman Sr., Jason Roll, and Gary Bethel Sr. These men are part of their Abaco team, and they have not been heard from. Their families are also extremely worried. If anyone sees these men or know of their whereabouts, please get this message to them so that they can reach out to either Rubus, the headquarters here, or their family members. Hi, Lana in Freeport. Thank you very much for calling in. I'm happy that you were able to get out. Welcome to our continuing coverage of Hurricane Dorian.
Yes, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Lana.
Yes, I'm calling out. There are two families who are stuck in their roof. Sean Bow and three others at 24 Henry Avenue over the bridge. And Patrick Davis, number 46 Mundo Drive over the bridge. And also we're trying to locate Beryl Smith and her husband, Brenda Smith, in Abaco. We need assistance from the two families, Sean Bow and Patrick Davis, and we need to hear from Brenda and Beryl in Abaco.
Lana, thank you so much. You are calling from Grand Bahama, are you not?
Yes.
Yeah, which area are you in?
Bahamia.
Bahamia. I am not very, very familiar with Grand Bahama, but please tell me, just describe for us and everybody who's listening and streaming around the world, your experience, even now with wind gusts and the high winds, your experience over the last 24 to 48 hours.
Well, in Bahamia, at my house, everything is fine. I had not much any damages or anything. So the house is intact. So thank God for that. But I'm just praying that everybody else...
The 11 o'clock advisory is in Hurricane Dorian is now a Category 2...
Because these are some family members that I'm really worried about.
Your family members who are both in Grand Bahama and in Abaco?
Yes.
Okay, and I'm happy
Sean Go and three of them in the roof, and Patrick Davis, they're over the bridge. Henry Avenue and Mondo Drive. That's over the...
I'll tell you this, the Emergency Operations Center, they are monitoring the show and the page as well. So they have taken note of that, and we'll get to those persons hopefully very soon. Just asking them, if please, you all, perhaps you can't even hear this, but please remain... Yes, absolutely. Thank you, Lana. And remain safe, remain indoors.
Yeah, you too. Thanks.
Thank you. But please remain safe. God bless you as well. Remain safe, stay indoors. Even those of you who maybe can hear this, your family members who are still in touch with somebody in Freeport, text them something. Don't try to be a hero. Don't try to come out of the house. If you're in the attic, stay there. If you're on the roof, even though it could be raining, stay there. But just don't try get in that water and make your way out somewhere else. Yeah. So you all, I have an urgent announcement to pass on. Bahamas Air wishes to advise the traveling public that due to the slow movement of Hurricane Dorian and its effect on weather in New Providence, that continues to negatively impact our weather, our ability to serve the schedule to this end, we have canceled all flights for today. Again, Bahamas Air has canceled all flights today because of the weather conditions that still affect the Northwest Bahamas and New Providence in particular. We anticipate normal operations tomorrow with the exception of the following locations: Marsh Harbor, Abaco, Freeport, Grand Bahama, North Eleuthera, Fort Lauderdale, Orlando, West Palm Beach. Again, Bahamas Air will resume normal operations tomorrow with the exceptions of the following locations: Marsh Harbor, Abaco, Freeport, Grand Bahama, North Eleuthera, Fort Lauderdale, Orlando, and West Palm Beach. We remind all ticketed passengers who wish to further alter their travel itineraries as a result of the storm, we will be allowed to do so without a charge fee or a change in fee for a period of 30 days through September 30th. Bahamas Air encourages the public to remain vigilant and attentive for further public advisories as we work. You know that's my camera and you're live. As we work to keep our passengers updated, okay? So once again, you all, Bahamas Air has canceled all its flights for today. We'll resume tomorrow. However, in several areas, they will not be flying and resuming operations tomorrow. Those are areas, locations, once again: Marsh Harbor, Abaco, Freeport, Grand Bahama, North Eleuthera, Fort Lauderdale, Orlando, and West Palm Beach. Okay. Here's also another notice that came in just a few moments ago. The relatives of Don Thompson of Marsh Harbor, Abaco are asked to contact the Accident and Emergency Department of the Princess Margaret Hospital as soon as possible. The relatives of Don Thompson of Marsh Harbor, Abaco are asked to contact the Accident and Emergency Department of the Princess Margaret Hospital as soon as possible. We are going to take a break and come back with continuing coverage of Hurricane Dorian after this.
insurance, home insurance, marine insurance, this insurance, that insurance. The truth is, you may not like it very much, but you need insurance, and it has to work for you. That's why Summit insurance policies are designed with you and your life in mind, fitting your lifestyle and needs perfectly. So you can rest comfortably knowing that your car, home, boat, and business are well taken care of. Contact our agents at Insurance Management today. Summit Insurance. We peak above all others.
M&E Limited is your trusted CAD partner. We believe in helping you build our country. That is why you can trust us. Trust us to provide you with the best construction equipment, industrial and marine diesel engines, and power generation. With location.
Thank you all for joining Grand Solar Minimum channel and watching the Hurricane Dorian. It's hold on here. Here we go. That's better. Flying solo today. I don't have the captain. Captain Jake is not aboard this ship at the moment. I wanted to give you a 1 o'clock update on Hurricane Dorian, traveling very slowly, moving northwest at about 3 miles an hour now. I have the Florida radar up. It, to me, looks like it is definitely breaking up and losing some steam. It's still going to cause a lot of challenges up and down the East Coast. Right now, the wind speed is at 110 miles an hour, and the movement is northwest at 3 miles per hour with a pressure of 959. That was the latest update at 1 o'clock coming in information-wise. I'll update in about another hour. I got 2 webcams up right now of just the beach at Cape Canaveral. You can see these waves crashing in. Definitely be careful if you're by the shoreline. We are expecting quite a bit of coastal flooding still, even though it's further from the coast. Be safe. Err on the side of safety, please, with this. All right, guys, that's all I got. I'm going to go ahead and tune you into Radio Bahama, where we will be listening in on rescue efforts of people stranded on the different islands. And it's just fascinating to hear what they're doing. They have a great attitude. We will definitely chime in about another hour. Thank you for tuning into the Grand Solar Minimum channel. If you like this channel, please hit the subscribe button and also hit the bell for all reminders.
All of your home care, electrical, and lighting needs are satisfied. We were built from the ground up and continue to provide great customer service for almost 20 years. We are like eagles. We soar above basic. Eagle Electrical is the nation's leading supplier in electrical supplies, lights, fixtures, and all home appliances.
Best quality, best price, guaranteed.
This is a PSA from We Buy, You Sell. The protection of your businesses, homes, and families is very important. We Buy, You Sell offers the best in hurricane impact windows and doors designed to withstand all categories of hurricanes, with prices beating our competitors by up to 50%. We also specialize in porcelain, mosaic, and plank tiles. We Buy, You Sell. Located at number 163 Robinson Road. Call 677-2856 or 324-6427. We Buy, You Sell. Come and see us today.
Protect the things that really matter to you. Shield Insurance is the insurance company that grows with you to meet your insurance needs through this beautiful adventure we call life. From automobile to home to life and health, boat, liability, construction, and business insurance. Shield has affordable policies, flexible options, friendly service, and the expertise to protect your hard-earned assets. Don't take a chance. Put it in our hands at Shield Insurance.
Bonaventure Medical Laboratory at East Avenue, Centerville, and Sandyport celebrates 20 years of providing quality laboratory services with timely results. While partnering with your physicians and insurance companies, we have expanded into our modernized facility providing EKG testing, the latest in gonorrhea and chlamydia STD tests, rapid tests, paternity screens, online reporting of results, and also phlebotomy training. Visit or call Bonaventure Medical Lab, open daily at 7:30 a.m. and Saturdays at 8 a.m., or visit our Sandyport or Southside Clinic locations.
Make your company representative stand out through an embroidery design on your uniforms from Janae's Uniform Center, Chesapeake Road. Janae's utilizes the latest state-of-the-art embroidery technology to monogram large and small quantities of shirts, caps, bags, and other articles. If you don't already have a digitized logo, Janae's can design and digitize your idea and bring it to life. Then install the logo of your choice from their large selections of 27 stock colors of golf shirts in cotton or dry fit, caps, or workwear. Call 394-8385 or 6 or visit www.janays.com.
M&E Limited is your trusted cat partner. We believe in helping you build our country. That is why you can trust us. Trust us to provide you with the best construction equipment, industrial and marine diesel engines, and power generation. With locations in Nassau, Freeport, and Abaco, we carry a large inventory of quality parts with a great service department. We also offer an array of other allied brands with short and long-term rentals. M&E Limited. Everything you need, all in one place.
This is a PSA from We Buy, You Sell. The protection of your businesses, homes, and families is very important. We Buy, You Sell offers the best in hurricane impact windows and doors designed to withstand all categories of hurricanes, with prices beating our competitors by up to 50%. We also specialize in porcelain, mosaic, and plank tiles. We Buy, You Sell. Located at number 163 Robinson Road. Call 677-2856 or 324-6427. We Buy, You Sell. Come and see us today.
We're more than just a company. We're a family of professionals who thrive on giving our customers our very best every day. From our humble beginnings in 1919, we've been there for generations of families and business owners. This year, as we celebrate our 100th anniversary, we owe our longevity and our success to you, our valued customers, our loyal employees, and the communities we serve. Thank you, Bahamas.
J.S. Johnson Insurance Agents and Brokers, giving you peace of mind.
Bonaventure Medical Laboratory at East Avenue, Centerville, and Sandyport celebrates 20 years of providing quality laboratory services with timely results. While partnering with your physicians and insurance companies, we have expanded into our modernized facility providing EKG testing, the latest in gonorrhea and chlamydia STD tests, rapid tests, paternity screens, online reporting of results, and also phlebotomy training. Visit or call Bonaventure Medical Lab, open daily at 7:30 a.m. and Saturdays at 8 a.m., or visit our Sandyport or Southside Clinic locations.
Car insurance, home insurance, marine insurance, this insurance, that insurance. The truth is, you may not like it very much, but you need insurance, and it has to work for you. That's why Summit insurance policies are designed with you and your life in mind, fitting your lifestyle and needs perfectly. So you can rest comfortably knowing that your car, home, boat, and business are well taken care of. Contact our agents at Insurance Management today. Summit Insurance. We peak above all others.
This is a PSA from We Buy, You Sell. The protection of your businesses, homes, and families is very important. We Buy, You Sell offers the best in hurricane impact windows and doors designed to withstand all categories of hurricanes, with prices beating our competitors by up to 50%. We also specialize in porcelain, mosaic, and plank tiles. We Buy, You Sell. Located at number 163 Robinson Road. Call 677-2856 or 324-6427. We Buy, You Sell. Come and see us today.
M&E Limited is your trusted cat partner. We believe in helping you build our country. That is why you can trust us. Trust us to provide you with the best construction equipment, industrial and marine diesel engines, and power generation. With locations in Nassau, Freeport, and Abaco, we carry a large inventory of quality parts with a great service department. We also offer an array of other allied brands with short and long-term rentals. M&E Limited. Everything you need, all in one place.
Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome back to our live continuing coverage of Hurricane Dorian, now Category 3 storm, if I'm not mistaken, up on our satellite imagery, but still a very strong storm, packing winds of upward to 110 miles per hour. Dorian is still in the general Grand Bahama area. Also effects being felt as we speak in Abaco. Just before the last break, we showed you first images, video coming out of Abaco, the mud community you saw. You also saw Marsh Harbor, Abaco. The pictures tell the story of just the sheer devastation.
It's a kid too.
And we will continue to share many more images with you as we proceed throughout the day. Also, this just coming in from the Tribune News Network. The Tribune News Network is concerned about reporter Rashad Roll and photographer Terrell Carey. If anyone knows their whereabouts, please ask them to phone into the Tribune newsroom in Nassau right away. I'm not sure which island they're on, but once I get more information, I will pass it on to you and share that with you. However, Rashad Roll, Tribune News reporter, and photographer Terrell Carey, if somehow you hear this, someone reaches out to you, then please reach out to your newsroom. They are extremely concerned about you and your whereabouts. We also spoke with Grand Bahama in the last hour, and you heard, of course, communication has been compromised severely, really, on the island, with just a handful of people having access to telephone service and being able to call in and out. And that, too, has been a major problem, as many people are quite concerned because they're not hearing from their relatives. They're not able to reach them through the telephone service. And so our reporter there, Ricardo Lightborn, made a plea to BTC to please sort of give an update of when you would come back online in Grand Bahama and how soon or how long persons would have to wait to be able to reach out to their family and loved ones and say, hey, I'm safe, I'm here, and what the situation is. I'm very happy to welcome Andre Foster by way of a telephone call to our live coverage. Andre, how are you doing this afternoon? Hi, Andre, are you there? Andre Foster, BTC. We will go to him as soon as we are able to reconnect with him. But of course, the island of Bimini also experiencing more outer bands and feeder bands is called, really, and tropical storm force conditions. Charles Fisher is in Bimini along with Shane Gibson, and they have been braving conditions, but certainly going to areas where the stories are happening to bring us up to date of what's happening there. Hi, Charles.
Waves continue to batter the West Coast here in Bimini. Assistant Administrator Deidre Fox is being thankful that they were spared.
Well, we had one down power line on the top street, and the surf has come in a bit because of the king tide. But the wind has definitely increased here in Bimini, but the residents are staying indoors. And everything seems to be okay considering, you can't really compare with Abaco and Grand Bahama, but everything seems to be okay in Bimini so far, all things considered.
Speaking about Abaco and Grand Bahama, a lot of folks here have family in Grand Bahama. They're probably calling in to you to try and reach contact with those persons, if you could.
Yes, we had some residents of Bimini come into the office to give contacts for their loved ones in Bimini, in Grand Bahama and Abaco, because they want to be in touch. They want to know what's going on, because they can't really talk to them. They can't hear anything, and there's much concern because all the residents in Bimini has connections with the persons in Abaco and Grand Bahama, and they really, really want to hear from them. But right now, all the systems are down, so we can't. We just hope that everybody's safe.
Shelters are still open. Not much people take advantage of them. Will they remain open until the coast clear is given?
Yes, all shelters in Bimini would remain open. We have a few persons that come and go, but for the main part, the shelters will remain open until the all clear is given for Bimini.
Must be blessed here in Bimini that we didn't get what Abaco and Grand Bahama get. Like you say, lies down here and there.
Yes, thank God the full force of Dorian did not come to Bimini, because we definitely will be devastated. And just thank God for God's protection. But we did all we could do, and that's all you could ask for. Do all you could do, and you just leave the rest to Christ.
What did you learn from this now in case of another one come from here?
After living through Joaquin in Long Island and going through that, and we know I educated the persons in Bimini as to all possibilities that could happen in a hurricane. After living through Joaquin, we did everything possible that we could do in Bimini to preserve life.
In Bimini, still waiting on Hurricane Dorian to get out of here. For the ZNS Network News, I'm Charles Fisher.
Thank you very much, Charles Fisher there in Bimini, and doing a wonderful job. All of our team, actually. Thank you so much for wherever you were assigned and bringing the stories to us. As you can imagine, there is such emotional turmoil, fear, anxiety, people lost. A lot of people saying, God did this. in terms of wanting to teach the Bahamas a lesson and so many things. And I guess with my guests, who is Chief Apostle Leon Wallace and Apostle Valentino Williams, who are joining me now to bring perspective, bring calm, bring a measured approach and what our thoughts and posture should be, and just wherever else they want to bring to the table, really. I want to, gentlemen, first of all, good afternoon and welcome to our continuing live coverage of Hurricane Dorian.
Good afternoon to you, Shani.
It's wonderful having you both around the table. Did God do this? Is he teaching the Bahamas a lesson?
I've heard so many stories over the last several hours about what God is doing, and this is punishment for the nation, etc., etc. However, God didn't tell me that, and I'm not going to say this is God's act or this is his punishment for the nation. He did not tell me that. Now, for those persons who said God told them, that's between them and their God. Mm-hmm. However, what I do know is that in the midst of all of what is taking place, he is still God.
Yep.
I believe he is wise enough and he is powerful enough to allow certain things to happen. And I think this is one of those he has allowed to happen. And so my purpose here today is not to really say whether this is the judgment of God or not. I didn't come here for that today. Mm-hmm. What I came here for today, Shanique, is to inspire and to instill hope into those persons that are hurting, those persons that are grieving, those persons that are just wondering.
People who are still just shaking in their boots, I mean, with anxiety.
Yeah. So I think this is what needs to be propagated on the airwaves during this time, is how do we get beyond this? How do we get past this? And so to answer your question, I can't say this is God.
And Apostle Wallace, your thoughts?
Well, I share with Apostle Williams. I'm in no position to contradict the prophets or the prophetess or whoever is proclaiming their prophetic declaration. One thing I know for sure, that God is in control, and whatever the situation, like the apostle says, God permits, God allow. Whatever he permits and whatever he allow, he has a divine purpose.
Yes.
And he never loses control of a situation. Never, ever. I'll tell you what, when I got the call to come, I immediately realized this was not a preaching moment. Mm-hmm. This was not a moment to say to somebody, hey, God is whipping you because of what you do. I do not believe that.
I don't believe it.
I don't believe God stand over us with an axe ready to chop us up.
So God doesn't have this big switch.
Ready to whip the Bahamas. But, I would say, from my perspective, and I would say this, I don't condemn the prophets, but if this is the judgment of God upon the Bahamas for whatever reason, and God revealed this to you, what did you do about it? Exactly. Remember now, when God was going to destroy Sodom and Gomorrah, the man of God says, you cannot do it. You have to give me an opportunity. And Lot was given an opportunity, and after several reasoning, so my question would be to me, to Apostle Wallace, you the prophet, you the apostle, if God told you this, what did you do? Because as the man and woman of God, we have the power. When God told Moses what he was going to do, Moses stood in and says, you can't destroy the children. I won't allow you to do it. And he stood in the gap. And so I believe we are called as men and women of God to stand in the gap and not to use this as a bragging moment.
Yeah.
As a moment to gain leverage on me being such a mighty prophet. Because the truth of the matter is, the Bible says, if my people, which are called by my name, would humble themselves, it wasn't talking to the sinners, it wasn't talking to the drunkards, it wasn't talking to the hoers and the gamblers, it was talking to the church. He said, if we would humble ourselves and pray, seek his face, and if we would turn from our wicked ways, then he will hear from heaven, forgive us, forgive the sins, and heal the land. But he didn't say he was going to do nothing unless we repent, unless we turn. So I don't think God is standing with a big switch and says, I have this hurricane and I'm going to whoop the hag of the Bahamas with it. Yeah. That's not my point of view. However, to those that are frustrated and may find themselves in a situation, I'll tell you, God got this.
Yes.
God got this. And at the end of the day, we will come out victorious. Now, that's kind of what's to say, but God got this, and God is in control.
Yes, absolutely. Now, when you look at, and if you can look at the right here, the video that we're showing, this is all Abaco video. When you see this, and people who are still there traumatized, we know officially that has been announced 5 deaths, and many say, you know, that number potentially can increase. People are feeling any number of emotions, including perhaps angry at God, but more fear, confusion. What do? Hopelessness. So much. Where do they even start in terms of beginning the process of rebuilding? And I don't mean physically. I'm talking the inner self, the mind. And where does that even start?
Well, I'll tell you something, Shanique. Job 42:16 says, after this, Job lived 130 plus years and had a fresh start. And so for those that might be feeling hopeless, it is difficult to grab a hold of hope during during your present situation.
Yes.
But I'll tell you, I'll give you a scenario. If you're in the middle of an ocean and a shingle about to drown and a shingle float past you, the shingle certainly cannot save you, but you will grab it and hold it with everything you've got.
Yes, yes.
And so must we grab and hold on to what God says.
To the slightest glimmer of hope.
To the slightest glimmer of hope. I will not leave you. I will not forsake you. And so God is with you. Even if you're there on a roof, even if you're in a raft, even if you're in the waters, hold on to what God says. I will not leave you, nor will I forsake you. And that's what the Bahamas have to hold on to. I'm holding on to after this.
Yes.
All that Job went through. For 40 chapters, Job complained. And in the 42nd chapter, in verse 16, God says, the Bible says, right after this, after Job went through all what he went through, he still lived 130 years. He still lived to see four generations. He still had more children. And the Bible says there was none fairer than Job's daughters in all the earth. That's the second rounds. So to those that are losing hope, there is a second rounds.
Yes.
This fight is not over.
Yes.
It's still 9 rounds to this fight.
Yes.
Apostle Williams, you really saying, I heard Apostle Wallace, he says, oh, there's still hope, there's this. But when you look at the sheer destruction that we saw in Abaco, we hear the stories, we know, we see the destruction, we hear of people losing home, church, business, everything they've spent their life's work.
Yes.
We hear in Grand Bahama people hanging on for dear life.
Yes.
And perhaps some other stories will come out in another day or two.
Yes.
You are saying, as he said, there's still hope, that you can look and say somehow, where do you find that hope? Where do you look around and find it?
Sure. Let me add to Apostle Wallace, and let me just say this without reservation. This is a very difficult moment for the country. Very difficult moment for those persons that are in distress. Let me just say that just off the bat. But I do believe that if there's ever a time we need to put our faith in God, I believe it is now. I do believe that good will come out of this. I believe in the midst of the pain, in the midst of the destruction, in the midst of all of what has transpired over the last several days and that which is transpiring right now, I believe, Shanique, that God will get the glory out out of this. There's a scripture in Romans chapter 8, verse 28 says, all things work together for good. For those of us who love God and those of us who've been called according to his purpose. And sometimes you don't see the good when the bad is in front of you. Sometimes you don't see the good when all of the noise is taking place. But I believe, as a man of faith, I believe that good will come out of this. I've heard of some horror stories that came out of Abaco and with persons that I knew, who I know are God-fearing people, who I know are serving God. What do you say to them? I say to them, all things work together for good. We might not see the good today, but I can guarantee you, before long, we shall see the good. Shanique, I want to share this quick story with you and your listening audience. This morning, I was out on my patio, just really talking to the Lord and really asking him about this entire storm and why this happened and all of this, what was taking place. And as I looked to I think it was the east, as I looked to the east, I saw the sun peeking out of the sky, and I got a peace in my spirit. Shanique, and I want to say this to the nation. The sun is about to shine.
The sun is going to shine again.
Again. There was a lot of rain, a lot of clouds, a lot of thunder, but the sun will shine again. And I want to speak into that person who might have lost a loved one, that person who might have lost a vehicle, lost a house, lost a business. Just, I believe.
Even pastors like yourselves who lost churches.
Who lost churches, and people I know, my friends. What I received this morning in my spirit, when I saw that glimmer of hope, when the sun broke through the sky, I didn't know I was going to be here today, but I came with this message today that the sun will shine again on the Bahamas.
How do you deal with fear? Fear of even with the doom and gloom messages that are very forceful, even with Mother Nature and what's taken place, and fear of looking around. Dang, if that happened in Abaco. Wow, if that's going on in Grand Bahama. How do you deal with fear?
One of the things that you have to first admit to yourself that it is a real thing, or it is a real thing for fear, for the spirit of fear, which has to do with the unknown to hit us. But then for everything we have to go back to the word of God. He have not given us the spirit of fear. And so you cannot allow fear to control you to the point where you live a fearful life. Where because, this has happened to Abaco, this has happened to Grand Bahama, what if it happened to us? We've got to rely on this, that I'm not going to allow fear to take over. There's a song that they used to sing years ago, whatever betide, God will take care of me. And so that's going to have to be what we stand on, that regardless to what happens, God will see us through, God will take care of us. God have not forsaken his people. So we have to grab on to hope when there is nothing even to hold on to. We have to hold on to God's word. He will take care of us.
Yes, and again, looking at the video coming out of the mud, that level of hopelessness, and as you all know, the residents who would have called the mud home.
Yes.
They already started at a certain place.
Yes.
How do you even address that population or that segment of people?
Yes. And again, only God can get us out of this situation. And I believe with all my heart that we have some great people in the Bahamas. I believe this storm will bring the best out of us. I believe you will see people from the south. You will see people from the central Bahamas. You'll see people from all over the Bahamas coming together to bring our country back to the place where it has been. I believe that we will come together in a united front that we've never seen before in this country. I believe with all my heart, in the midst of the destruction, in the midst of the pain, in the midst of the tragedy, the Bahamas will come together and we will band. We will send building materials to Abaco and to Freeport. We will send water. We will send food. We will band together. I believe this will show the strength and the resiliency of the people of the Bahamas. We will bounce back.
Susan Minori, by the way, I keep the social media audience very much a part of a show, says God doesn't punish, but why are they saying teach the Bahamas a lesson? A lesson about what?
Well, again, I think we answered that question when we first started, in that we did not support that notion of the messages that we've been hearing, but we do agree that God allows these things to happen. And the reason why he allows them to happen, sometimes we just don't have the answer. You know, I'm not going to sit here and say, you know, I know everything about what transpired or what has happened. I don't know everything what's going on. But one thing I do know is that God is love. I do know that God is a way maker. I do know that God will bring us out of this situation we find ourselves in, and I believe at the end of the day, he will get the glory. Right now, the entire Bahamas is on display, and I believe God will get the glory out of Abaco. God will get the glory out of Grand Bahama. We will know. We will know. There are some people who are saying, we don't want to hear about this God stuff. You know, that's on them. That's on them. If there's ever a time we need to hold on to God, it is right now. And so we must continue to speak faith. We must continue to be bearers of hope. And that's what we came here today to do. Apostle and myself, we came to bring hope to these people, to let them know that God will bring us out of this together.
A nation, a people, a person without hope is not somebody in a good place.
Yeah. And Shanique, even as the apostle was saying, it's not a matter of when the person asks, teach what? Well, listen what the Bible says. Listen what Paul says. There was given to me a thorn in my flesh. A message of Satan was given to me. It was allowed to buffet me about. I asked God to take it from me, and God says, my grace is sufficient. But he also gave the explanation, lest I exalt myself above measure. Sometimes God would allow things to happen, and when he allows it to happen, it has different reasons. What may be allowed to happen for one reason to somebody may not be the same it's allowed to happen to me.
Right.
But whatever it is, God have a reason. At the end of the day, God will get the glory. And so that's what we want to say to people, that regardless to what the situation might or might not be right now, God will get the glory. And like the apostle says, the sun will shine again. It's no an if and but about it. The sun will shine again. You know, it says weeping endure for a night. Now, our question is not how, you know, and I preached a sermon many years ago, I don't mind enduring, Lord, just tell me how long the night is. Mm-hmm. And so we got to say to people that you got to hold on to hope, hold on to whatever you find strength in where God's word is concerned.
Yes.
You hold on to that. God is not slack concerning his promise. God don't make promises he can't keep. He will see us through. So that a pastor that would have lost his church, you will build again. You will arise out of the ashes and build again.
Yes.
God is that kind of a God. He puts life together, and he knows well what he's doing. And the Bahamas will rise again. And that's what I believe.
My colleague Keishla Adderley is joining me, and I know she has a few questions for you, but I just want to get this out right away. This message coming from Alfred Sayers, who is a former Attorney General and Member of Parliament. He is sending out this plea and an appeal for his brother Peter Sayers, his wife Colette Sayers, and their children, and his niece Jennifer Sayers and her children, who live in Murphytown, Abaco. We have not heard from them since the passage of the hurricane, and they're quite concerned. So please, if you can, if you hear this, if somebody who knows them has seen them, please reach out to the family and let them know that you are okay. This is the level of what's happening in this country. Yes. Keishla and I, last night, we fielded so many calls that some of them left us a bit speechless.
Yes.
Stuff like this happening. Many people even more hopeless and almost resigned to fate.
Yes.
How do you address that right there? The uncertainty that is so pervasive right now in this country.
Yeah.
I think I like to see myself as a realist. one of the real thing is we do have a real situation.
Yes.
It's a real storm. It's real stuff that is going on. I watched You All Forever last night until I get tired. It was almost devastating to me, so I turned on to something else. But in the midst of when it seems as if all hope is gone, it's like the disciples, they was out on the sea. Jesus was on the boat with them. When the storm came, they lost hope. They suddenly wake him up. He spoke to the wind and the wave and said, peace, be still. We have to have confidence in the God that we serve, or that the nation confessed to be a religious nation. We now have to hold faith in that God, that he is able to do exceedingly abundantly above all we can take or ask. Daniel says, when he found himself in a situation, now listen, King, he may not deliver me, but it's not that he can't. I will still trust him.
Yes.
And so we have to get to the point where we trust God, to the point where we says, God does not take nothing from us that he can't give back to us double. And so we got to hold on to hope in our hopeless times, that God gonna bring us out of this. I am not guessing if he will. I am positively sure he will.
Yes.
Because that's what his word says. And we might not have been devastated in this manner before, but we have been devastated times before, even in our place in our lives. And God has pulled us through. And this is just another devastating season for the Bahamas.
Yes.
And I can guarantee those that are listening, the God I serve and the God I know, he will pull us through.
And let me add to Apostle Leon Wallace, I think it is people like myself and so many others out there, along with apostles, so many other believers out there, who we need to be the bearers of hope. We need to be those individuals that are there promoting the message of hope. How do we deal with these scenarios? We need to reach out to these people. We need to get on the ground. We need to show Christian love. We need to don't just talk this thing. We need to act this thing out. And so I believe when we all come together, and of course we declare the message of faith, but the Bible says faith without works is dead. And so I believe as we're declaring faith over the atmosphere, over the airwaves, over the next several days, many of us are going to be hitting the ground with physical, tangible items to be a blessing to people that are in distress. I believe that all of these things that are going to be taking place over the next several days will begin to bring hope to the hopeless, will begin to bring joy back to those persons who are saddened, will begin to bring life to those people who believe there is no hope. There is hope. God is with us. The matter of fact, the mere fact that you and I are here today is a sign that there is hope. And one thing I learned about storms and seasons, they never last. They always pass and change. As a matter of fact, I told my wife, I think last night or yesterday, I said, wow, it's amazing how you are sure to know that after night, morning will come. We're in a night season, but can I tell you, morning will come. Yes, weeping might endure for a night, but joy is coming in the morning. Last night, we endured darkness up until about 6:15, 6:20, and then the sun came out. It's a fact of life. These persons that are out there that are experiencing a night season, hear me today. And I'm in no way diminishing what you're going through. I feel your pain. Listen, I had to myself stop listening to some of the reports coming because it was overwhelming. I had to go in prayer this morning. I had to go in prayer. But I just need our nation to know that God is with us and that we will rise out of this. And just as morning follows night, light will follow darkness. We shall rise again.
And I think what we have to do now is our people has to be, like the apostle says, taken to a place of healing. Yes. Emotionally and physically and mental healing. So we need people that's not going to remind us of our past, but speak to our future. And when I say that, I mean, I'm a sinner. I know that. So let's minister healing in this season.
Yes.
Not tell people God has rained this down on the Bahamas. So then what happened to all of the righteous people that is houses are flooded out and churches are destroyed and what happened to all of, what happened to all of that? You know, what happened to all of that that's going on? You know, so we have to take our people now to the healing ground.
Yes.
So while one set of people will be giving out material for building and clothing and food, we should have, or the government of the Bahamas or whoever in charge, should have people there to minister healing.
Yes.
Spiritual, because we need spiritual healing to this, to people now, because people, you know, if I've lost everything, and I've got nothing. I've spent 20 and 30 years paying for a house, went to bed and wake up, the house gone, everything in it gone.
Yes.
I still owe mortgage on the house. Then what? There are a lot of questions in the mind of people.
A lot of questions.
And so somebody have to now administer healing, because except we get deliverance and healing, we're not going to move on. Because you may give us temporary relief, but there's an inner man in me that is facing reality. So they got a number of things. Not only do they lost these things, they got questions. I haven't finished paying for this house, so what that mean? What insurance companies are going to do? What this is going to do? What that is going to do? And so in the midst of this, there will be that question, where is God? God is where he have always been. He don't change. And he is standing here ready to forgive us, to heal us. And everybody's saying this, saying that, is saying the other. Well, it's time for all of us to confess our sins, our shortcomings. So I can't, Shanique, put it on you. I can't put it on this one. We can't put it on the other one. All we have to say to God now, whatever it is, we need you to restore us and revive us again. David said, the Lord is my shepherd. And so we need now to return to the restorer, and says, restore the Bahamas. And let's do this thing one step at a time. Men and women of God, we must now make ourselves come out of our ivory towers and make ourselves available to those who may not have lost, that may not have anything physical to hold on to. And so we can administer to you the spiritual side, restore comfort, restore hope, make you understand that you may lose a house, God can give you a better one. You may lose a car, God can give you another one. But we got to first take the people to healing grounds. They have been bruised, they have been battered, and they need to be healed.
Let me add to Apostle Wallace. I think this is a clarion call for Bahamians from all over, whether you're in the Bahamas, whether you're in Africa, wherever you are. This is a clarion call for all of us to come together and do our part. There are a whole lot of resources in the Bahamas. There are a whole lot of rich Bahamians who's got a whole lot of money. And the time is now for us to all come together. If you have an extra bedroom in your house, the time is now to say, hey, you're in distress.
I want to tell you about that. That's a great point right there, because, you know, speaking of this Christian love, and Keisha, this Christian love, and I don't know, when you're kind and lend a helping hand, sometimes that begins the healing process.
Yes.
Even if it's in a small way.
Yes.
I heard Ricardo Lightborn say that what's happening in Grand Bahama, people are opening their homes to strangers and saying, I have extra room, come. I have come, you stay here for, you know, as long as you would need it.
Yes.
That is a good sign.
And that is what a part of the good that I mentioned earlier. All things work together for good, and good is coming out of this. I believe we're going to see the true Bahamian spirit come alive. I believe, and I'm going to put myself out there, that this will be the beginning of us defeating the black crab syndrome, which prevents one from getting to the top. I believe this storm allows Bahamians from all walks of life to recognize that we ought to be our brother's keeper. And if I have something, you ought to have it also. If you need something and I don't have it, I will find a way to get it. I believe with all my heart, we're going to see the true Bahamian spirit come alive. It is well. It is well. Let me say it again. It is well
with us.
With our souls. Despite what is going on, I know it's grim out there. It's grim. I've seen the pictures. I've spoken to several. It is grim. But it is well. With God's help, with love, with Bahamians coming together from all walks of life, we will get through this together. By this time next year, the story...
Safe in this place until we can be rescued, oh God. Father.
Many who are in despair today will say, to God be the glory. Because some of them going to get new houses. Some of them going to get new cars. Some of them are going to get new businesses. There's so much that is going to come out of this. That's why we ought not to fly in the face of God. We ought not to throw words at him and to say, we don't need to pray because this is good. We better watch ourselves because he still sits high. He is still on the throne. We must recognize that the time has come for us to put our faith in this almighty God because he is still a loving God. Well, how would a loving God allow all these people to die? Why would he allow the storm to come? It's a part of life. It is what happens. It's just what takes place in the world in which we live in. But the God we serve, he is able to do exceedingly abundantly above and beyond all that we can ask or think. Shanique, I want the Bahamas to know. And I just started a new sermon series this past Sunday entitled All Things Are Possible. And I know it might take Abaco years to rebuild and Freeport years to rebuild Grand Bahama. But with God, all things are possible. And I want that person there who is feeling as if there is no hope. I want you to know you might have lost your house, but all things are possible. Keep your eyes on him, and God will see you through.
Well, they took us to church this morning, Shanique.
Absolutely, yes.
I got a full sermon, and I tell you, honestly, Shanique, the stories that you and I and everybody else has been hearing, they have been depressing. They still are.
Yeah.
The situation is still ongoing.
Yes.
But I tell you, there's a different spirit in here. You helped to uplift me, I'll tell you the truth, because... this has been a lot. This has been a burden to bear for those who are enduring it, for those who are hearing it, even if you don't know anyone. We are one. We're family. Everyone in the Bahamas is a part of us. So to hear those messages of hope this morning really lifted my spirits, and I hope it was the same for everyone around the Bahamas going through this. You know, with a defeatist spirit, and with no hope, I think it's harder to move forward. It's harder to grow. But once you know that there is hope, once you know that you can rebuild again, once you know that a season is here to pass, then you can get back up again. And that's what I believe that we're going to do.
Again, summer don't last. Winter don't last. They all change. This too shall pass. I remember the story of Nehemiah. When he got news that the walls of Jerusalem were torn down, he went before God and asked God, you know, what's going on? God gave him a mandate. God gave him a vision. And within a record time, the walls were rebuilt, Shanique. I want to declare today that the walls of the Bahamas
will be rebuilt.
Not just rebuilt, but rebuilt in record time. I declare finances and resources will come from throughout the world, and we will build and do it in record time. Recovery, I declare, over the airwaves today, recovery shall be within record time. I declare in the name of Jesus that even the pain that folks are dealing with right now, I declare that God will allow them to be able to deal with it in a quicker time than is expected. I declare in the name of Jesus that we shall recover, and we shall recover it all. And when we rebuild, we're going to be bigger, we're going to be better, and we're going to be stronger.
Gentlemen, I thank you very much. And, Keisha is right. Because after covering this for days and even just Keisha being disconnected from our colleagues in Grand Bahama, not sure about them, and hearing the stories coming out of Grand Bahama, hearing the stories coming out of Abaco, you feel it. You almost carry it. In fact, you do. And to know that that if there is hope, and the fact that we can hold on to hope.
Yes.
And that alone, and faith, and being just looking for the silver lining and everything can really be sort of the nuggets and the traits that you can hold on to carry us through successfully onto better. Even from this dark moment, it really gives great inspiration and great hope, and knowing that in God, truly all things are possible.
All things.
And it's a message the country needs. The country doesn't need to be beat up on any more than it is.
Right.
I think that message of
We've
hope.
gone through enough pain.
Yeah.
It's time for hope.
Yeah.
And I hope, Shanique, I hope we really echo that, because there are so many people, even in the Bible, who've gone through great suffering and come out with the victory. I was in Jamaica a few days ago and I was preaching. When David was fighting the Lord's battle, he returned home and everything he had was gone. The city was burnt and destroyed. And he had a confused moment and he asked God, what should I do? And God says, pursue and recover all. And so that's what we have to say to the Bahamian. There are going to be times to those people in Abaco, Grand Bahama, you're going to ask the question, what should I do? What can I do? Lock your faith in God and begin the recovering process, because God will restore and he will cause us to be better than we were before. He will bring us through, out, up, and over. And that's what I believe.
Certainly. Gentlemen, I thank you so much. But I know that perhaps we will call on you again because you've really fortified us, and it feels good. It feels good. As we go to a break, I'd like to end this segment rather with perhaps just a prayer for the nation, to give us something to move ahead with, particularly in the days to come as assessments are made and reality kind of sets in, while holding on to hope, a prayer for the nation.
Let us pray. Father, in Jesus' name, we come before you as a nation. We come before you as a people. And just as Jehoshaphat came to you as the armies came up against him, oh God, we know not what to do, but our eyes are upon you. God, we are hurting. God, we don't know why. God, we are looking for answers. But Father, today we know that you are all wise. We know that you are an all-loving God. And so, God, we lift up those persons in Abaco and in Grand Bahama, God, that is experiencing pain and agony and distress. God, those persons who have lost loved ones, who have lost homes and vehicles and lost hope, God, we pray for them today. And we ask, Almighty God, that you would...
Thank you for tuning in to the Grand Solar Minimum channel. This is Mari on the mic. Captain Jake is not on this ship. Right now we're looking at Hurricane Dorian. Right, it's broken down into a Category 2. Wind speeds hold steady at 110 miles per hour. Pressure is at 959. The movement of this storm is now going northwest at 5 miles an hour. It looks on the radar that it is breaking up a bit, more so than I thought it would. It's still going to cause a lot of coastal issues, but at this time, I'm very happy with it moving out of the Bahamas and off the coast. So let's hope it holds this way and does not strengthen. It doesn't look like that. It looks right now, we'll see. So this is a 2 o'clock update. Thank you all for tuning in. I think there's only let me look in the chat here. I don't have the chat in front of me. We got about 35 people in the chat. I've been sort of battling with YouTube. They're pushing our live feed down in rank. I don't know if they just don't want people to hear what's going on in Bahamas or what. It's like vague information on a lot of the major broadcast stations. This particular radio station we're listening into right now is a radio station called the National Voice in the Bahamas. And right now we're waiting for the winds to clear and the water to sort of clear out. They are search and rescue. That's all they're focusing on right now. It's really only a matter of time. They don't have a full assessment of the loss. There's not a word really to describe the catastrophic conditions that these islands experienced. 200 mile an hour winds, sort of just hovering over their island for hours and hours overnight. God only knows what kind of damage will come in. This is something we've never really seen before. Just the intensity of it. So stay tuned. I'm going to go ahead and put the broadcast back on from the Bahamas. Those of you that are able to find our live stream and actually put in the effort to find our live stream, even though YouTube wants to censor us and sort of shadow ban us, I really appreciate you participating in the chat and just being here and actually taking the time to find us. If there's anything that you want to see, I know people sometimes want to see the radar, sometimes they want to see the footage of what's happened in the aftermath. Just I'm keeping my eye on the chat, and I'm in there. If I can't get to your request right away, I usually am pretty prompt. So thanks again for being a part of this channel and the GSM community, and I will have another update around 3 o'clock.
Jesus, turn hearts back to you and cause them to know that you are the one and true living God, and you are seated upon the throne of grace with open arms to love and to keep us. We bless you. Bless the Corporation of the Bahamas. Bless the police force. Bless the defense force. All of the essential service workers. Bless them in the name of Jesus. We pray against any tragedy or any harm that will come to the rescue and the first responders. God, we pray for safety upon them in the name of Jesus. Oh, God, bless them through the remainder of this storm. God, cover them. And when everything is said and done, Father, we would give you the praise. We would give you the honor, and we would give you the glory. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen. Amen. That is so awesome. I'll tell you some responses before we go to the break. Robert Kennedy saying, just like that, Dorian has picked up to 5 miles per hour. You know, it was crawling between 1 mile per hour, 2 miles per hour. He says it's now 5.
Praise
Jose Riviera says, when Hurricane Maria passed over Puerto Rico, I never heard not even one prayer anymore. I feel your spirits. We will help from Puerto Rico. Chantel Richardson says, thank you for sending these ministers to speak into our spirits today. Peace, strength. Thank you, Lord. Eugenie Knowles says, I am so encouraged by these men of God who lifted the spirits of the depression off of you two ladies and ZNS team and over all of Abaco and Grand Bahama and from Bahamians everywhere. Speak peace. Amen. You've done that. You were right, Kishla. You were very right. Thank you very much, Chief Apostle Leon Wallace, Apostle Valentino Williams. Thank you both very much. I would like it if the ZNS team can call on you again. That's good. You really brought a sense of peace and calm in the midst of so much turmoil right now. Thank you both very much. We are going to take a break and come back with more Hurricane Dorian after this.
Ever wonder why Bahamian professional contractors choose Bobcats? Because they've already experienced the Bobcat advantage. And if you're a contractor or a landscaper, you gotta check out the new range of Bobcat skid steer loaders. They're the most powerful, dependable machines around, and they come in a variety of sizes with a number of versatile attachments. And Bobcat service and parts department will keep your loader in tip-top condition. So, whether you need to dig trenches or break up concrete, visit the Bobcat Bahamas showroom, Crawford Street, Oaksfield. Versatility, productivity, reliability. Bobcat Bahamas.
Hi, Julianne, come in.
Thank you. How's everything?
Oh, everything's fine. Take a seat. I wanted to invite your family to my son's birthday. It's next Sunday. Would you like some coffee?
No.
Give your friends a better welcome. Use Baygon. Its powerful and advanced formula kills flying and crawling insects on contact. Baygon, the power you've always trusted.
Hi, welcome to the Subway ad for the new club collection. How do you like it?
I'll take a book club.
Sure.
So, last week we sunk our teeth into Subway's meaty new release, The Steak Club.
I didn't finish it yet.
Not again, Sandra. This week is the Southwest Chicken Club, also by Subway. No spoilers, but there's a tasty twist.
Jalapeno cheddar bread and guacamole?
Sandra, get out. Subway, make it what you want.
Limited time only at participating restaurants.
Have you already applied for an NIB Smart Card? The National Insurance Board will be at the Mall at Marathon for 1 day to issue uncollected NIB cards. Come and visit the NIB booth located in the food court on Saturday, August 31st from 10 a.m. until 6 p.m. And remember that an official government-issued photo ID is required to collect your cards. Family Island customers should check with your local NIB offices for the collection of your smart cards. NIB, making it easier for you.
The Mall at Marathon has everything you need for back to school in one convenient location. From school supplies to footwear, uniforms to accessories, we've got it all. Come to the mall on Saturday from 10 a.m. for our back to school celebration. The Mall at Marathon, where the stores are, and easier in every way.
Easier in every way, you know. Come and shop the mall, you know. Shop the mall at Marathon.
The Saffir-Simpson hurricane wind scale was developed in 1971 by civil engineer Herbert Saffir and meteorologist Robert Simpson, who was the director of the U.S. National Hurricane Center. It was introduced to the public in 1973 and began to be widely used a year later, inspired by the Richter scale that measures earthquakes. The Saffir-Simpson scale was divided into 5 categories. Originally, the scale included predicted barometric pressures associated with the various wind speeds, as well as the relative kinds of damage that could be anticipated. However, because those predictions were found to be very inaccurate just a few years ago, the warning system was changed to include only the wind speeds, which were also adjusted upwards in the higher categories. A Category 1 hurricane has wind speeds between 74 and 95 miles per hour. A Category 2 hurricane has wind speeds between 96 and 110 miles per hour. A Cat 3, 111 to 129 miles per hour. A Cat 4, 130 to 156 miles per hour. And a Category 5 hurricane will have wind speeds from 157 miles per hour and up. This public service announcement has been brought to you by the Broadcasting Corporation of the Bahamas in conjunction with the National Emergency Management Agency.
Buying a new car, fixing up your home, furthering your education. You can get a loan from RBC.
Whether renovating your home, furthering your education, or buying a new car, get a customized loan at a competitive rate from RBC. Plus, take 60 seconds to pre-qualify for a new car loan. Apply online today or visit your nearest RBC branch.
You can get a loan from RBC.
RBC Royal Bank. Banking reimagined.
Summer is here, and at Fidelity Bank, we want you to spend this summer in style. That's why we're inviting you to be a part of our big summer promotion. That's right, every new loan or debt consolidation gets you a ticket for a chance to drive away in a brand new 2019 car. The weather is hot, and our big summer promotion is even hotter. Let Fidelity make your summer sensational. Stop by any Fidelity branch or call us today at 356-7764. Fidelity Bank, we're good for you.
Some days you can barely get through your to-do list, much less think about all the other things you need to do financially. Now, imagine someone else handling investment management, brokerage and trading, mutual funds, corporate services, group or individual retirement plans, even accounting and payroll. At Leno, we are building a tradition of excellence by bridging possibilities between the client and their financial needs. Don't delay another day. Call us at 396-3225 or email info@lenobahamas.com. Leno, bridging possibilities.
We are moving towards a more environmentally safe Bahamas, and as of January 2020, 4 single-use plastic products will be banned in the Bahamas. The forbidden 4 are single-use plastic bags, plastic utensils, plastic straws, and styrofoam food containers. The release of balloons into the atmosphere will also be banned. We encourage everyone to be a part of this positive change and to use safer alternatives such as reusable bags and compostable food containers as we move towards a plastic-free Bahamas. Visit plasticfree242.com to learn more.
It's time to check out the International Appliance Store, Amos Ferguson Street, Andrews Avenue. Folks, they're in the Grove. They're having a huge end-of-the-month sale going on. All appliances in stock over there at the International Appliance Store, Amos Ferguson Street and Andrews Avenue. Save on washers, microwaves, air conditioning systems, flat screen televisions, and a whole lot more over there at the International Appliance Store, Amos Ferguson Street and Andrews Avenue. Hey, telephone them today at 323-4797. Better yet, go into the store on Amos Ferguson Street and Andrews Avenue. Hey, they're open from 9 to 5 to serve you.
Need a car, auto part, or accessories? Call Family Budget Auto Sales, Soldier Road West, and Jap Auto Parts and Accessories, Soldier Road East. Cars as low as $7,000. 0% down payment, license and inspection included. Nissan Note, Honda Fit, Toyota Lexus, Nissan Titan, Honda CR-Vs, and much more. We also finance for government employees and hotel workers. Check us out today, 341-2994, 341-8341, or 393-1488.
Melissa Sears Fashions, your one-stop shop for the highest quality and best selection of school uniforms in the Bahamas, urges you to shop for the best prices and save, save, save. Stop by Melissa Sears at the Mall at Marathon and East Street South, where they have a full line of jumpers, skirts, shirts, socks, school pants, and ribbons for every school. And if they don't have what you want in stock, the Melissa Sears Company will make it for you. For quality, convenience, and new lower prices, shop at the Melissa Sears Uniform Center.
Heading back to school without the proper supplies puts your child at a disadvantage. That was then, this is now. Talk to Commonwealth Bank about a back-to-school loan, uniforms, books, stationery, lab supplies, laptops, tablets, you name it. Commonwealth Bank understands that this time of year can be a strain on a parent's budget. Tell us what you need, and we'll ensure your child starts this semester fully prepared. Commonwealth Bank, leader in personal banking services.
Now you know Nehemiah going down on Andrews Avenue and so much speed in the Grove for my appliances.
International Appliances is the place for you to go if you're looking for a fridge or a stove. High quality, the low prices, washer, dryer, and degrees, microwaves. They even sell beds. International Appliances. We got name brands like GE, Whirlpool, can't forget Richard Deere. Call 323-4797.
OC Car Rentals at Parkgate Road has special rates by the day, by the week, or longer. Customer pickup and drop-off is also available. Rent for the week and save. All drivers must be 25 years or older with a valid driver's license. For more information, contact 467-3276 or visit them at Parkgate Road. Reserve now at ocrentacar.com or bookings at ocrentacar.com. Easy listening in the afternoon.
At Commonwealth Bank, we understand. Just because you've had financial problems in the past, that doesn't make you a bad person. That was then, this is now. A previous financial misstep shouldn't instill fear and anxiety when you need to talk to someone about a new loan or getting a credit card. Talk to Commonwealth Bank. We get it. Tell us what you need, and we'll do whatever we can to help. Commonwealth Bank, the leader in personal banking.
It's time to check out the International Appliance Store. Amos Ferguson Street, Nashville Avenue. Folks, they're in the Grove. They're having a huge end-of-the-month sale going on. All appliances in stock over there at the International Appliance Store. Amos Ferguson Street and Andrews Avenue. Save on washers, microwaves, air conditioning systems, flat screen televisions, and a whole lot more over there at the International Appliance Store. Amos Ferguson Street and Andrews Avenue. Hey, telephone them today at 323-4797. Better yet, go into the store on Amos Ferguson Street and Andrews Avenue. Hey, they're open from 9 to 5 to serve you.
It's that time again. It's Vitamall's Crazy Case Deal. From July 15th to September 30th, visit any 700 Wines and Spirits store and take advantage of the crazy Vitamall specials. Stock up on your case of Vitamall Classic and Acai for only $23.76. That's right, only $23.76. Loyalty customers get an extra 5% off. Crazy prices, crazy cases, crazy savings. It's Vitamall's Crazy Case Deal. Remember, this promotion runs July 15th through September 30th. Available only at 700 Wines and Spirits.
Heading back to school without the proper supplies puts your child at a disadvantage. That was then, this is now. Talk to Commonwealth Bank about a back-to-school loan, uniforms, books, stationery, lab supplies, laptops, tablets, you name it. Commonwealth Bank understands that this time of year can be a strain on a parent's budget. Tell us what you need, and we'll ensure your child starts this semester fully prepared. Commonwealth Bank, leader in personal banking services.
The free spring fling continues at Robert's Furniture. Purchase 2 items at regular price and get a 3rd item absolutely free, up to $1,000 in value. Yes, you heard right. Buy 2 towels, get a 3rd towel free. Buy 2 bedroom or living pieces, get a lamp set free. Buy 2 appliances, get a microwave free. Ductless ACs have just arrived, only $3.99. And remember to check out our closeouts where you save up to 75%. Spring into savings at Robert's Furniture, 5th Terrace, Centerville. 322-8862. Like us on Facebook. Robert's Furniture, quality, comfort, style, and a whole lot more.
Carrie's Fabric and Uniform Store has all your back-to-school needs. Find ready-made uniforms and uniform fabrics for all schools in the Bahamas. You can also have your skirts custom-made. Check out our uniform package deals to help stretch your dollar. Get a skirt, jumper, or pants with a blouse or skirt and a pair of socks in a package for one low price. Find the latest backpacks and school supplies. Shop and save at Carrie's Fabric and Uniform Store on Mackey Street. Call 393-0758.
Summer is here, and at Fidelity Bank, we want you to spend this summer in style. That's why we're inviting you to be a part of our big summer promotion. That's right, every new loan or debt consolidation gets you a ticket for a chance to drive away in a brand new 2019 car. The weather is hot, and our big summer promotion is even hotter. Let Fidelity make your summer sensational. Stop by any Fidelity branch or call us today at 356-7764. Fidelity Bank, we're good for you.
Screws and Fasteners World, Balfour Avenue and Palm Beach Street, has those hard-to-find fasteners for you right now. You can find stainless steel regular hex, carriage bolts, galvanized bolts, threaded rods, nails, self-tap screws, sex bolts, anchor bolts, turnbuckles, masonry tools, hand tools, and weed whacker strings. Check out the rope selection and car body fasteners, too. Special orders are welcome. It's your #1 fastener store. Screws and Fasteners World, Balfour Avenue and Palm Beach Streets. Call 326-1976.
It's officially Primo Summer, and Marco's Pizza is back with another one. That's why we made the hottest deal with you in mind. Enjoy 2 medium, 1-topping pizzas and loaded chicken dippers for only $23.99. Visit your favorite Marco's Pizza location to order our Primo Summer Bundle. Choose between 3 flavorful options for our loaded chicken dippers. What are you waiting on? Order now. Every store, every day, the Italian way. Hello, Primo.
Rolls Auto Parts and Accessories. For auto parts and more, don't roll with the punches anymore. Rely on Rolls Auto Parts and Accessories. Find the largest selection of starters, alternators, brake parts, and water pumps, even heavy-duty truck parts. We now carry hardware, electrical, and plumbing, and lawn and garden supplies, too. At Rolls Auto Parts and Accessories, East Street South, call us at 392-1122 or 3. We're open 7 days a week from Monday to Saturday from 8 a.m. to 7 p.m. and on Sundays from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m.
This is your last week. Apply and receive your back-to-school cash fast with Omni Flash Cash. Once approved, remember, you're entered to win your share of $4,000 cash. Nominate a deserving teacher in Boss or Omni, and they can win $500 in back-to-school supplies. Visit Omni today, Nassau, Freeport, Abaco, Eleuthera, or Long Island, and get your school supplies from Boss, top of the hill, Mackey Street. Omni Flash Cash, your $3,500 cash in a flash. Looking for that hard-to-find windshield for your Japanese car? Well, look no further. Island Windshield stocks the largest selection of windshields for Japanese and American cars. They offer professional installation and auto tinting. Family Island orders are welcome. They deliver to the mailboat, too. Island Windshield has a large selection of Honda parts for all makes and models. Credit card orders are welcome. Island Windshield, now serving you in 2 convenient locations. Wolf Road opposite AID, call 394-8018. And Carmichael Road, just west of the Southwest Plaza, call 341-4120. Island Windshield.
Summer is here, and at Fidelity Bank, we want you to spend this summer in style. That's why we're inviting you to be a part of our big summer promotion. That's right, every new loan or debt consolidation gets you a ticket for a chance to drive away in a brand new 2019 car. The weather is hot, and our big summer promotion is even hotter. Let Fidelity make your summer sensational. Stop by any Fidelity branch or call us today at 356-7764. Fidelity Bank, we're good for you.
Research shows that the better quality tires you have on your vehicle, the less gas you actually consume. With the cost of gas climbing ever higher, it makes good common sense to invest in the top performer of tires available, Michelin tires. Michelin leads the industry in fuel-efficient tires that deliver top performance, long-lasting durability, and a guaranteed quiet, smooth ride. Make Michelin your choice. Your gas tank and your wallet will thank you. Drive into TireFlex Star Motors on Wolf Road and pick up a set of Michelins today.
Looking for that hard-to-find windshield for your Japanese car? Well, look no further. Island Windshield stocks the largest selection of windshields for Japanese and American cars. They offer professional installation and auto tinting. Family Island orders are welcome. They deliver to the mailboat, too. Island Windshield has a large selection of Honda parts for all makes and models. Credit card orders are welcome. Island Windshield, now serving you in 2 convenient locations. Wolf Road opposite AID, call 394-8018. And Carmichael Road, just west of the Southwest Plaza, call 341-4120. Island Windshield.
It's officially Primo Summer, and Marco's Pizza is back with another one. That's why we made the hottest deal with you in mind. Enjoy 2 medium, 1-topping pizzas and loaded chicken dippers for only $23.99. Visit your favorite Marco's Pizza location to order our Primo Summer Bundle. Choose between 3 flavorful options for our loaded chicken dippers. What are you waiting on? Order now. Every store, every day, the Italian way. Hello, Primo.
Bamsey is everything Bahamian with naturally grown and produced goods, working directly with the local farmers throughout the islands to get you the best quality and save you money. Now in stock at the Bamsey store, bananas galore, yellow onions, tomatoes, zucchini, cucumbers, sweet potatoes, papayas, eggplants, pumpkins, ghost peppers, butternut squash, and watermelons. And coming soon through the summer months include even more summer fruit, cantaloupes, honeydew, and Andres grown pineapples. Yum! It's the Bamsey store in the Old Levee Building, East Bay Street, 322-3411. Bamsey, saving you money on good health for a change.
With so many choices on our lunch menu, no wonder why so many people are choosing Sunrise Cafe for lunch. Maybe it's our stuffed snapper or pork chops, or it may even be our baked chicken, all served with pasta, fettuccine, roasted potatoes, and garlic bread. That's why Sunrise Cafe customers keep coming back again and again. Soups, salads, sandwiches, and treats. Sunrise Cafe on Arundel Street. And for phone orders, dial 323-3501.
It's officially Primo Summer, and Marco's Pizza is back with another one. That's why we made the hottest deal with you in mind. Enjoy 2 medium, 1-topping pizzas and loaded chicken dippers for only $23.99. Visit your favorite Marco's Pizza location to order our Primo Summer Bundle. Choose between 3 flavorful options for our loaded chicken dippers. What are you waiting on? Order now. Every store, every day, the Italian way. Hello, Primo.
Summer is here, and at Fidelity Bank, we want you to spend this summer in style. That's why we're inviting you to be a part of our big summer promotion. That's right, every new loan or debt consolidation gets you a ticket for a chance to drive away in a brand new 2019 car. The weather is hot, and our big summer promotion is even hotter. Let Fidelity make your summer sensational. Stop by any Fidelity branch or call us today at 356-7764. Fidelity Bank, we're good for you.
Carrie's Fabric and Uniform Store has all your back-to-school needs. Find ready-made uniforms and uniform fabrics for all schools in the Bahamas. You can also have your skirts custom-made. Check out our uniform package deals to help stretch your dollar. Get a skirt, jumper, or pants with a blouse or skirt and a pair of socks in a package for one low price. Find the latest backpacks and school supplies. Shop and save at Carrie's Fabric and Uniform Store on Mackey Street. Call 393-0758.
Summer is here, and at Fidelity Bank, we want you to spend this summer in style. That's why we're inviting you to be a part of our big summer promotion. That's right, every new loan or debt consolidation gets you a ticket for a chance to drive away in a brand new 2019 car. The weather is hot, and our big summer promotion is even hotter. Let Fidelity make your summer sensational. Stop by any Fidelity branch or call us today at 356-7764. Fidelity Bank, we're good for you.
Screws and Fasteners World, Balfour Avenue and Palm Beach Street, has those hard-to-find fasteners for you right now. You can find stainless steel regular hex, carriage bolts, galvanized bolts, threaded rods, nails, self-tap screws, sex bolts, anchor bolts, masonry tools, hand tools, and weed whacker strings. Check out the rope selection and car body fasteners, too. Special orders are welcome. It's your #1 fastener store. Screws and Fasteners World, Balfour Avenue and Palm Beach Streets. Call 326-1976. This is your last week. Apply and receive your back-to-school cash fast with Omni Flash Cash. Once approved, remember, you're entered to win your share of $4,000 cash. Nominate a deserving teacher in Boss or Omni, and they can win $500 in back-to-school supplies. Visit Omni today, Nassau, Freeport, Abercrombie, Luther, or Long Island, and get your school supplies from Boss, top of the hill, Mackey Street. Omni Flash Cash, your $3,500 cash in a flash.
Bahamas Agriculture and Marine Science Institute, BAMSI, is offering a host of exciting opportunities this summer. But you must call now, as these classes are about to begin. Ask about the Summer Education Enhancement Discovery Series for ages 13 through 18. Junior and senior high students, June 24th through 28th. This program includes agriculture, aquaculture, marine science, environmental stewardship, STEM-related activities, tours, expeditions, and more. Do not wait any longer. Call now at 397-6580 or 329-1700 or email them at admissions@bamsibahamas.edu.bs. Careers begin at BAMSI.
It's officially Primo Summer, and Marco's Pizza is back with another one. That's why we made the hottest deal with you in mind. Enjoy 2 medium, 1-topping pizzas and loaded chicken dippers for only $23.99. Visit your favorite Marco's Pizza location to order our Primo Summer Bundle. Choose between 3 flavorful options for our loaded chicken dippers. What are you waiting on? Order now. Every store, every day, the Italian way. Hello, Primo.
At Commonwealth Bank, we understand. Just because you've had financial problems in the past, that doesn't make you a bad person. That was then, this is now. A previous financial misstep shouldn't instill fear and anxiety when you need to talk to someone about a new loan or getting a credit card. Talk to Commonwealth Bank. We get it. Tell us what you need, and we'll do whatever we can to help. Commonwealth Bank, the leader in personal banking.
Some days, you can barely get through your to-do list, much less think about all the other things you need to do financially. Now, imagine someone else handling investment management, brokerage and trading, mutual funds, corporate services, group or individual retirement plans, even accounting and payroll. At Leno, we are building a tradition of excellence by bridging possibilities between the client and their financial needs. Don't delay another day. Call us at 396-3225 or email info@lenobahamas.com. Leno. Bridging possibilities.
Buying a new car, fixing up your home, furthering your education. You can get a loan from RBS.
Whether renovating your home, furthering your education, or buying a new car, get a customized loan at a competitive rate from RBC. Plus, take 60 seconds to pre-qualify for a new car loan. Apply online today or visit your nearest RBC branch.
You can get a loan from RBC.
RBC Royal Bank. Banking reimagined.
Research shows that the better quality tires you have on your vehicle, the less gas you actually consume. With the cost of gas climbing ever higher, it makes good common sense to invest in the top performer of tires available, Michelin tires. Michelin leads the industry in fuel-efficient tires that deliver top performance, long-lasting durability, and a guaranteed quiet, smooth ride. Make Michelin your choice. Your gas tank and your wallet will thank you. Drive into Tire Flex Star Motors on Wolf Road and pick up a set of Michelins today.
Heading back to school without the proper supplies puts your child at a disadvantage. That was then, this is now. Talk to Commonwealth Bank about a back-to-school loan, uniforms, books, stationery, lab supplies, laptops, tablets, you name it. Commonwealth Bank understands that this time of year can be a strain on a parent's budget. Tell us what you need, and we'll ensure your child starts this semester fully prepared. Commonwealth Bank, leader in personal banking services.
Is 48 hours away, a hurricane watch is issued. Once a watch is issued, be sure to get updates from the Met Office via television or radio. Get your battery-powered radio ready. Keep your emergency supply kit, blankets, and sleeping bags handy, and keep children and pets indoors. Be sure you have extra cash and a car tank full of gas. Fill all prescriptions. A hurricane warning means that a storm with winds up to 74 miles per hour or more is 36 hours away. At this point, secure all windows with shutters and plywood. Place your valuables in a waterproof container and store them on the highest floor in your home or in the safest area. This public service announcement has been brought to you by the Broadcasting Corporation of the Bahamas in conjunction with the National Emergency Management Agency.
This is a PSA from We Buy, You Sell. The protection of your businesses, homes, and families is very important. We Buy, You Sell offers the best in hurricane impact windows and doors designed to withstand all categories of hurricanes, with prices beating our competitors by up to 50%. We also specialize in porcelain, mosaic, and plank tiles. We Buy, You Sell. Located at number 163 Robinson Road. Call 677-2856 or 324-6427. We Buy, You Sell. Come and see us today.
M&E Trusted Cat Partner. We believe in helping you build our country. That is why you can trust us. Trust us to provide you with the best construction equipment, industrial and marine diesel engines, and power generation. With locations in Nassau, Freeport, and Abaco, we carry a large inventory of quality parts with a great service department. We also offer an array of other allied brands with short and long-term rentals. M&E Limited. Everything you need, all in one place.
When a hurricane watch or warning has been issued, it is extremely important to be prepared and know just what to do. Stay informed about the storm's path by listening to the radio or television for hurricane progress reports. Check emergency food and household supplies. Be sure you have extra batteries for flashlights and radios. Bring in outdoor items like lawn furniture and garden tools. Anchor objects that cannot be brought inside. Secure buildings by closing and boarding up windows. Remove outside antennas and satellite dishes. Turn refrigerators and freezers to the coldest settings, opening only when absolutely necessary and closing quickly. Purchase ice and store it in an ice chest. Keep drinking water in clean jugs and bottles. Clean your bathtub with bleach and fill it with water for washing and flushing, not for drinking, making sure to keep the bathroom door closed so that small children cannot access the filled tub. Do not go out to videotape or take photos of the storm. Take pictures from inside where it is safe and dry. There is no harm in being overly cautious where a hurricane is concerned. It is truly better to be safe than sorry. This public service announcement has been brought to you by the Broadcasting Corporation of the Bahamas in conjunction with the National Emergency Management Agency.
Bonaventure Medical Laboratory at East Avenue, Centerville, and Sandyport celebrates 20 years of providing quality laboratory services with timely results. While partnering with your physicians and insurance companies, we have expanded into our modernized facility providing EKG testing, the latest in gonorrhea and chlamydia STD tests, rapid tests, paternity screens, online reporting of results, and also phlebotomy training. Visit or call Bonaventure Medical Lab, open daily at 7:30 a.m. and Saturdays at 8 a.m., or visit our Sandyport or Southside Clinic locations.
When a hurricane watch or warning is issued, medical emergency services are placed on high alert. For many persons seeking medical care, defining what an emergency is can be difficult to assess given all that is occurring during the storm. The following basic guidelines are designed to help you assess your emergency. If you are experiencing symptoms like shortness of breath, chest pain, severe pain, disorientation, extreme vomiting or diarrhea, vision disturbance or suicidal thoughts, you should seek immediate medical assistance. If you are bleeding significantly or otherwise severely injured, seek emergency assistance immediately. Children presenting with symptoms like high fever and extremely listless or lethargic behavior need to be taken to the emergency room immediately. If you are unsure of the extent of your condition, you are advised to seek medical assistance immediately. Share your symptoms with the on-call doctor and get advice as to whether or not it can wait until normal business hours. Remember, emergency care is not a convenient option for basic medical care during a storm. The Public Hospitals Authority encourages members of the public to use these basic guidelines to help decide on whether something is an emergency or not. The authority reminds the public that in the case of an emergency, always call 919 or head immediately to the emergency room. This message is brought to you by the Public Hospitals Authority and the Broadcasting Corporation of the Bahamas.
This is a PSA from We Buy, You Sell. The protection of your businesses, homes, and families is very important. We Buy, You Sell offers the best in hurricane impact windows and doors designed to withstand all categories of hurricanes, with prices beating our competitors by up to 50%. We also specialize in porcelain, mosaic, and plank tiles. We Buy, You Sell. Located at number 163 Robinson Road. Call 677-2856 or 324-6427. We Buy, You Sell. Come and see us today.
The Saffir-Simpson Hurricane Wind Scale was developed in 1971 by civil engineer Herbert Saffir and meteorologist Robert Simpson, who was the director of the U.S. National Hurricane Center. It was introduced to the public in 1973 and began to be widely used a year later, inspired by the Richter scale that measures earthquakes. The Saffir-Simpson scale was divided into 5 categories. Originally, the scale included predicted barometric pressures associated with the various wind speeds, as well as the relative kinds of damage that could be anticipated. However, because those predictions were found to be very inaccurate just a few years ago, the warning system was changed to include only the wind speeds, which were also adjusted upwards in the higher categories. A Category 1 hurricane has wind speeds between 74 and 95 miles per hour. A Category 2 hurricane has wind speeds between 96 and 110 miles per hour. A Cat 3, 111 to 129 miles per hour. A Cat 4, 130 to 156 miles per hour. And a Category 5 hurricane will have wind speeds from 157 miles per hour and up. This public service announcement has been brought to you by the Broadcasting Corporation of the Bahamas in conjunction with the National Emergency Management Agency.
Make your company representative stand out through an embroidery design on your uniforms from Janae's Uniform Center, Chesapeake Road. Janae's utilizes the latest state-of-the-art embroidery technology to monogram large and small quantities of shirts, caps, bags, and other articles. If you don't already have a digitized logo, Janae's can design and digitize your idea and bring it to life. Then install the logo of your choice from their large selections of 27 stock colors of golf shirts in cotton or dry fit, caps, or workwear. Call 394-8385 or 6 or visit www.janae's.com.
We are Bahamians. We are here to make sure that all of your home care, electrical, and lighting needs are satisfied. We were built from the ground up and continue to provide great customer service for almost 20 years. We are like eagles. We soar above basic. Eagle Electrical is the nation's leading supplier in electrical supplies, lights, fixtures, and all home appliances.
Best quality, best price, guaranteed.
We're more than just a company. We're a family of professionals who thrive on giving our customers our very best every day. From our humble beginnings in 1919, we've been there for generations of families and business owners. This year, as we celebrate our 100th anniversary, we owe our longevity and our success to you, our valued customers, our loyal employees, and the communities we serve. Thank you, Bahamas. J.S. Johnson Insurance Agents and Brokers, giving you peace of mind.
Welcome back to our live coverage, continuing coverage of Hurricane Dorian. Hurricane Dorian is making a slow but a bit faster than it was over the many hours trek out of the Bahamas and out of Grand Bahama, but still, certainly the Grand Bahama is still under the gun, portions of Grand Bahama from Hurricane Dorian, which is now a Category 2 hurricane, according to our Chief Meteorologist, Basil Dean, who is here to give us the latest coordinates, Basil, of Dorian.
Shanique, after several depressing days, we're finally starting to get that northward push on Dorian, and at 2 o'clock this afternoon, the center was located at 27.5 degrees north, longitude 78.7 west. Dorian is now moving toward the northwest at 5 miles per hour, so the forward speed has increased. Maximum sustained winds decreasing to 110 miles per hour, making it a Category 2 hurricane. And we expect it to basically hold that intensity, but there will be some fluctuation over the next several hours as Dorian continues to pull away from Grand Bahama. Also worth noting is the fact that the hurricane warnings for Grand Bahama and Abaco has been downgraded to a tropical storm warning for those two islands, and that means that tropical storm conditions are still expected over the next several hours, perhaps heading into tomorrow as well. So residents in Grand Bahama and Abaco should likewise note. The good thing is the winds are coming down to a level where rescue workers will soon be able to be deployed and start their search and rescue efforts. And the faster Dorian moves away, the quicker those winds will get down, and hopefully that should be by late this evening or during the nighttime hours.
So Freeport obviously still, and we have been sounding the alarm as well as authorities on the ground. By no means should you come out of the house and feel as though the all clear has been given.
Absolutely. Remain put until the all clear is given. NEMA would make that announcement when it is absolutely clear that you are able to move about. But until then, only emergency workers, rescue workers, should be moving about. All other citizenry should remain indoors.
By the way, we have a message just coming in from Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth to the people of the Bahamas. It says, Prince Philip and I have been shocked and saddened to learn of the devastation caused by Hurricane Dorian, and we send our sincere condolences to the families and friends of those who have lost their loved ones and lost their lives following this terrible storm. At this very difficult time, my thoughts and prayers are with those who have seen their homes and property destroyed, and I also send my gratitude to the emergency services and volunteers who are supporting the rescue and recovery effort. That is from Queen Elizabeth II. It's really nice.
Well, a long way off. Well, I have a message from closer home, Shanique. This message in particular for people who are concerned about residents of the Green Turtle Key area, in particular in Abaco. This message was passed on to me from our Antoine Smith, who is a native Abaconian. The message from Jillian Rodriguez. Good day. At 1:16 today, Tuesday, September 3rd, I spoke with Andrew McIntosh via satellite phone, and he confirms that everyone on Green Turtle Key is accounted for and safe. There is complete destruction. No home was spared. The ball field is clear, but all roads leading there are blocked, and the only way around is by foot. He also said the weather is still very bad, and they are experiencing strong winds still. That this message was delivered about an hour ago. We asked that no one try to return home at this time until things are clear, and that's there's no place to stay, basically is what it says. So total destruction, but the good news is that everyone in Green Turtle Key, according to this message to us, is accounted for. That's some good news.
Well, that is some wonderful news, much needed news, and much welcomed news as well.
Very good.
Yeah, absolutely. And I know that we have some video that we want to share with you, some aerial shots. We also have several reports coming out as our news reporters have been around this New Providence, speaking with various agencies and that kind of thing. And so we certainly will get to that. What you're looking at is an aerial shot of Abaco taken just a short while ago. And Keisha and Basil, to look at that, to look at these aerial shots, just the devastation. And we all know after a storm, particularly after the seawater would have gone over land, you see the browning of the vegetation there, and so that's already beginning to take shape. But look at this area. Really nothing left standing. Just wow.
It's disheveled. Everything is just disoriented, Shanique, and obviously things are going to have to start from scratch in many respects in Abaco.
Yeah, severe structural damage.
As we expected.
Yes. Absolutely. And this here, these aerial shots again coming into our broadcast just a short while ago, taken from the helicopter, I think, that went out this morning and began initial assessments from the air. We also have some that we showed you already from the on the ground, and those were quite just shocking to see. But to see it from the air, it really paints the full picture, because you see the destruction just appears really just waste, just buildings. As the person from Green Turtle Key said, every building was impacted. Well, here in mainland Abaco, it's the same thing. This home, the roof is partly torn off, and the fencing and cars, everything just really destroyed, really.
The good thing as we hope to begin to move on, Shanique, is that those rescue teams from the U.S. Coast Guard have been on the ground in Abaco since yesterday, beginning the evacuation of the ill. We heard the Health Minister, Dr. Dwayne Sands, report today that about 20 persons who needed medical attention have already been brought into the capital. Some of them admitted to the PMH, some of them admitted to Doctors Hospital, and those who need those life-saving dialysis treatments also brought into the capital overnight, and that effort, I imagine, will continue for several days and then be repeated in Grand Bahama, where it's certain that persons there will need medical attention as well, especially since the main medical facility there, the Rand Memorial Hospital, has been severely damaged. But I'm pleased to hear those commitments by doctors and other volunteers to get on the ground wherever the need is and begin this huge task of starting to restore normalcy and get people the help they need in so many respects.
Absolutely, absolutely. And everyone, it's much like, the earlier segment we had, the pastors talking about an act of kindness, being your brother's keeper, extending a helping hand. And in an instance like this, when our brothers and sisters need our assistance and need our help, and sometimes just need that an act of kindness, it's good to know that every professional, every volunteer, every agency is coming together, many of them willingly volunteering their time, not even on the clock, many of them, and deciding that they're just going to be a part of the effort and assist in whichever way they can.
Well, we have, Shanique, if I may, obviously regards coming in from all over the world, from so many sectors. This one is from the Carnival Corporation CEO, Arnold Donald, who, of course, sends his regards on behalf of Carnival Cruise Lines, a company that does significant business here in the capital and in the Caribbean. He says, to our friends in the Bahamas, please know that you will not be alone in your effort. All of us at Carnival Corporation pledge to work with you. We've been and remain in constant contact with government officials as they determine the highest priorities for both the short term and long term. So another commitment there for assistance from a company that has a huge presence here in the Bahamas.
Absolutely, and we're grateful to them at this time to just step in and offer kind words and also tangible offerings as well. Anything else you want to share? We do have a report. As we said, a number of our reporters, including, of course, the ones you have become accustomed to, Lloyd Island and Jiminy de Swain, a number of them have been out and about today. We're going to hear from many of them, but we have a report from Jiminy de Swain, and I think she spoke with some of the victims' families or one of the victims themselves.
Or perhaps involved in the effort to bring those survivors in.
Yeah, Nima, I believe it is. She spoke with Nima, and we're going to get that first. Here is her report.
We're here at the National Emergency Management Agency on Gladstone Road, where for much of the morning it's been a beehive of activity as operations go into play in terms of relief and recovery efforts. Now, one of the persons standing by for us to talk to now is, of course, Gail Outen-Monker. She is the acting Deputy Permanent Secretary with responsible for operations here at NEMA. Good morning, Gail.
Good morning to you, too.
So tell us what exactly is happening now in terms of rescue rescue operations, are they ongoing?
Well, as it stands now, yes, we are in what we call response and rescue mode, leading for recovery, and we're still waiting as it relates to Grand Bahama for the storm to subside before we can actually get into full mode with them. But for Abaco in particular, we are in our rescue mode where we are retrieving persons from within the Abaco's area for who have any injuries or needing to get out at this time. As we work with the U.S. Embassy and the Coast Guard and our Royal Bahamas Defense Force parts, what we want to ensure to the general public, we are working with one voice, one mission, many moving parts. And those many moving parts is the local, regional, and international partners as we work together with the coordination. So we also, as we coordinate those efforts, we also have to coordinate efforts with persons locally, regionally, and internationally that want to donate, be a part, and feel as though they're working with us.
So how's one of the questions that we've had for much of the morning is we know that Freeport is down. Are you able to get any communication with Grand Bahama? Because obviously persons are still very much concerned and they want to know what's going on there.
Yes. One thing we need the general public is to understand is when you have these type of events, especially with hurricanes with lots of winds, communications do go out. So it's going to be very sporadic. And we do deal with, the WhatsApp right now is the best thing that's happening for us in terms of getting those communications. So we do have sporadic communication, but we do have communications, and we are in contact every so often. So as soon as we do get the information, as soon as the information comes in, we utilize that opportunity to ask as much questions, get as much information as we can so that we can move forward. In Grand Bahama, yes, there's lots of those communications. So we do have sporadic communication, but we do have communications, and we are in contact every so often. So as soon as we do get the information, as soon as the information comes in, we utilize that opportunity to ask as much questions, get as much information as we can so that we can move forward. Been hearing of persons being in distress, but again, we have to verify a lot of the things that we're hearing because, sometimes the social media things are sometimes blown out of proportion, but within this context, we don't necessarily think so, and we're taking everything very seriously. With that being said, when we talk about the moving parts with our international partners, regional partners, and local partners, especially that of the private sector in that community, we are working very closely with them with coordination. As I say to people, we are not running a race. This is a marathon. So when you prepare for a marathon, you have to have a certain amount of longevity and the pace that you're going so that you don't really exhaust yourself. Yes, because we're going to be working full time.
So are you able to say whether or not rescue operations would have resumed this morning? I know we heard from the minister responsible for Grand Bahama last evening who was talking about some of the challenges that they had with rescue operations. Are you able to say if those resumed this morning?
Yes, I can say confidently we resumed this morning at about 7 a.m. Rescue operation resumed with that out of Abaco, and we are still even planning towards Grand Bahama as soon as the winds subside and we're able to get in there. So we'll be doing a dual operation. Once again, we're running a marathon, not a race, and it's very methodical and things. When we're talking about thinking about this strategic in rescuing people, bringing them in, knowing where they have to go with those injuries and how we're going to deal with those injuries, knowing the fact that when you go in there at the same time doing assessments saying, look, we're going to need water, certain things that we're going to have to get in order to deal with persons' immediate needs. Yes, it may seem as though we're not working quick for persons, but we are actually on the ground and we are there in our response mode. Once again, it's one voice, one operator so that you can donate and to know how you can actually help or volunteer. So we're working with that diligently, and you will get that I would say before the day is out or within the next hour.
Any idea how soon assessment teams will be dispatched, or what is going to happen from that perspective? Because obviously that is critical to those efforts.
Again, before assessment teams go out, they do a reconnaissance flight where you have to go out to see what is actually out there for water, whether or not you can land, how you can land, and what's going to happen. We did do some sort of a reconnaissance flight for Abaco, so that's how come they're actually doing right now the rescue operations, understanding that Sandy Point is one of those areas that was not really hit as bad, and so they're using that as the point of reference right now for staging. Again, we wait for the Met Office to tell us what the winds are like and what that weather is like in order so that you can get up there, get your teams in there. It's about safety first and saving lives, and we want to be accurate. It's a one-time. It's a marathon. It's not a race. It's about being strategic and working with one voice, one operation, many moving parts.
Well, thank you so much. That is, of course, Ms. Gail Out-Monker. She is the acting deputy permanent secretary responsible for operations here at NEMA, providing us with the latest details on what's happening. Jimenita Swain, ZNS Network News.
My good friend Tiffany. Listen, thank you so much. That was Jimenita Swain speaking with NEMA, and just getting an idea of what the response will be, how they will take their time. As Gail Monka said, it's nothing to rush into, but certainly to take your time and go in to make sure you do it right the first time.
And Shanique, preparation is key for those rescue teams as they go out. I'm thinking in particular about Grand Bahama. Can you imagine? We know that the volume of calls we received last night, there's probably not a street or corner that those rescue teams don't have to traverse as soon as is possible today. I can picture them now knocking on every door, checking the rafters of homes, perhaps having to break down doors to get inside and get to people and check homes thoroughly, and just to make sure.
Yeah, and Keisha, it's not even going to, it's going to be even more complicated than that, because then having to, in many cases, wait for the water to recede in so many areas. They can't go in still to many areas which have, as Kwesi Thompson said earlier, some areas have a minimum of 10 feet of settled water still there, LaDawn Davis stopped by the Red Cross earlier today, and she spoke with the leadership team there about what the Red Cross's response is going to be like.
Bahamas Red Cross on John F. Kennedy Drive's national headquarters, and as you can see on the rear, there's a lot of volunteers are dispatching and getting stuff ready for those affected islands in the wake of Hurricane Dorian. Now, I'm also joined by the Director General of the Bahamas Red Cross, Caroline Turnquest. Mrs. Turnquest, talk to us a little bit about relief efforts. I know you guys have a help initiative going on. Talk to us a little bit about that initiative.
Okay, that initiative is to garner help for the Bahamas Red Cross, who in turn will help those persons in those islands that have been impacted. What we're doing today, we've started with New Providence. If you would have driven around, you'll see that there are lots of flooding in areas, and so we have an assessment team that went out gathering information in terms of persons being impacted here on the island. Of course, we cannot get into those affected areas.
All right, welcome back to the Grand Solar Minimum channel with our continuing coverage with Hurricane Dorian. And the good news right now, and our footage that we're looking at, unfortunately I got a window missing here, but that's okay. We are looking at a storm that is starting to get a little disorganized and weaken as we speak. So let's go ahead and give a quick update on Dorian. We had the 2 o'clock update, and I want to give a quick shout out to Mari for doing an awesome job at making sure that you guys are getting the information accurate and correctly. I've been listening from afar today, and thank you very much, Mari, for help keeping this information coming out with integrity, that's for sure. So for the 3 o'clock update, the winds are at 110, that's 110 miles per hour, with a pressure of 959. It is moving northwest at 5 miles per hour, and according to the last few tracks that I had seen, this thing is moving in the direction that we all want to see. Let's go ahead and take a look at GFS, and that was earlier. Actually, I want to refresh this to make sure that we have the most up-to-date forecast here on the GFS Tropical Tidbits. There's our storm. It's at 960 pressure on the map. It's just about exact. Okay, what's going on here? This screen is not moving. All right. So, looking at this current hurricane track coming up, and also I want to show you guys the storm surge warnings right now that are being issued.
It's OBS. Okay.
That's good. So, the Jacksonville area, storm surge, 4 to 7 feet. Right now, Melbourne, Jupiter, Fort Lauderdale, you're all 2 to 5 feet of storm surge. 4 to 7 feet is quite a bit, not as much as what we saw down in the Bahamas, though. So that's the silver lining of this warning. Again, this is a warning. So let's take a look at the cone for the tropical storm force winds. Now, obviously, the entire state of Florida is going to be experiencing that. Sorry? And South Carolina, North Carolina, Virginia even, New Jersey, D.C., you guys will see it, and possibly New York City, Connecticut, Massachusetts, parts of New Hampshire, and the southern part of Maine will see tropical force winds by Saturday. So this storm reaches Nova Scotia by Saturday, 8 p.m., and we're still expecting tropical force winds with this as well. Let's get a look at our recent track for this complete hurricane. Here is the radar. If I can get that to go in motion, that would be awesome. And this is one of the things I asked Mari earlier when I made a phone call to her. And I asked her, I said, is this storm looking like it's turning into an oval shape? And she said, yes. And if you look at this storm right now as it's moving northwest and it's getting ready to go all the way just due north now, this storm is doing exactly the same thing that Irma did when Irma made its pass. Became oblong and it gained speed. So right now the intensity is a Cat 2. Very possibility this thing dips all the way to a Cat 1. We were expecting a Cat 2 landfall for South Carolina and North Carolina. And at this point, I would have to believe that we are possibly looking at a situation to where it might be just a Cat 1 or even just a tropical storm by the time it gets to North Carolina. Let's transition back here while we wait for that to load up. But again, we are dealing with a Cat 2 storm with winds at 110 miles per hour. It is moving northwest at 5 miles per hour with a millibар pressure around a pressure of 959 millibars. So this storm is continuing to weaken, thankfully. It is moving away from the Bahamas. The recovery and rescue is now begun in that area. Help is being sent to the areas that need it the most, of course. And as the all safe sign has not yet been given, but we're getting there. So hopefully the thoughts and prayers that everyone has done for that area ends up turning out to be a good thing and get these folks the help that they need. Also, I want to mention real quick, we're still looking at a sunspot. I don't really expect it to last past tomorrow. Honestly, it looks like it was decaying earlier. It is part of the solar cycle 24, and solar wind speeds are now leveling off as well, but still high at 616.4 kilometers per second. KP is at a 2 as well. So guys, by any means, this storm I'm not saying it's time to exhale and whatnot, but it is a lot weaker than what we had seen in the past. So good news there for us is that the storm is weakening as it makes approach. But like I showed you guys a minute ago, we still have hurricane warnings and surge and flood warnings as well to deal with this storm as it continues its path. So with that being said, we're going to go ahead and get back to the live chat. We don't really expect to jump in, and I'm sure Mario will give us updates as we go on through the afternoon. Right now, this is just a waiting game. We've got past that stage of this storm moving away from the Bahamas. We are still watching this storm as it's moving northwest, but as predicted, this storm should make that more north turn here in the next several hours. I know some of you in Jacksonville, Florida, and southern Georgia are getting a little anxious right now, but I think we should have a little trust and faith. The models so far have been correct. The storm has turned. It has went northward. The eye of the storm has stayed off of the coastline of Florida, which was good because really until about 2 or 3 days ago, we didn't know which way it was going to go. All right, with that being said, guys, have a great afternoon. Thank you for tuning into the Grand Solar Minimum channel, and we will talk soon. All right, guys, we're going to continue the live coverage here. I'll be in the chat. Mario's going to take care of you as well. But again, thank you once again for all of your support on the Grand Solar Minimum channel.
For your safety and the safety of others. Never drink and drive. Alcohol causes a number of impairments that leads to accidents. The consumption of alcohol while driving causes blurred vision and sometimes a loss of consciousness. Drinking and driving is an offense and is punishable by law. Always wear a seatbelt. Wearing a seatbelt can save your life and it reduces the risk of serious injury during an accident. Avoid distractions while driving. Distracted driving is any activity that takes your eyes off the road, your hands off the wheel, or your mind off your primary task of driving safely. Be safe while walking. We all are pedestrians from time to time, so it is important to pay special attention to what is going on around us. Safety is everyone's responsibility, and it begins with you and me. Let us create safer communities.
This public service announcement was brought to you by the Royal Bahamas Police Force in conjunction with the Broadcasting Corporation of the Bahamas.
Well, what you scared of?
Grammy, if I tip off the police and somebody find out...
Ain't nobody gonna find out. Crime Stoppers ain't the police. They just does works with the police.
Same difference.
No, boy. With Crime Stoppers, you're safe. When you call their number, it miss the Bahamas altogether and go directly to Miami or Toronto, Canada. Ain't nobody gonna know your voice or that you name Bertram or that you live down the alley.
Grammy, you realize you IDing me right now?
Oh, listening. Boy, I raise no criminal. If you see what gone down, call Crime Stoppers. They get no personal info. They just give you a PIN number.
So how you know so much about them?
How you think your uncle get up Fox Hill?
You serious?
If he won't be can, I able to turn him in.
So uncle know you was a snitch?
Crime Stoppers ain't never gonna tell nobody. And for top info, they just give you cash.
You get paid and all?
You eating good, right? The light's still on, eh?
Grammy!
Wait your man up. Stop the crime before it's your time. Huh?
Call 328-TIPS or from the Family Islands 242-300-TIPS.
This public service announcement was brought to you by Crime Stoppers in conjunction with the Broadcasting Corporation of the Bahamas.
In 1953, the United States began using female names for storms, and by 1978, both male and female names were used to identify northern Pacific storms. This was then adopted in 1979 for storms in the Atlantic Basin. The National Hurricane Center does not control the naming of tropical storms. Instead, there is a strict procedure.
Said a moment ago that what Dorian is going to do is really, while it hugs the east coast, it's really going out to sea, and so Dorian should not be that much of a bother to anyone. However, of course, as you know, feeder bands and all that it does have their effects, and so our neighbors to the north of us are obviously going to have some effects. But here in the Bahamas, we're very, very happy to see this storm beginning to make movements out of our jurisdiction. By the way, our teams that are about, not just here in New Providence, but on various family islands, meet some very interesting people, and people in particular on the family islands who live and feed off the nature of what's around them. And Charles Fisher caught up with such an individual, a fisherman in Bimini. We're going to hear now some of their conversation.
Some downtime here in Bimini. We're here at the big game fishing dock. If you know this island, on the west side where we showed you this morning is very rough heading into Florida. On the eastern side, it's calm. And that's where we found Samuel. He's out here fishing in the storm. Samuel, what are you doing?
I'm fishing, bro. Yeah, I'm trying to catch me a mutton snapper. Yeah, this time of the year, like when the water's muddy or every time they have a storm, the water gets muddy here, and then we have a lot of mutton snapper that runs up and down through the channel. And I come out here sometime when the sweats